Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Think Outside the Blocks, your weekly official Brickworld live stream where we talk to you about thinking outside the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium, but also thinking outside of your mental blocks when you're building mocks. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brickworld. And as always, the guy on my left, everybody's favorite host, Mr. Ben Hauger. How are you feeling this week, Ben?
And I build my mocks and socks
You,
when I think outside the blocks. You had
oh,
some good rhyming going on there.
we need a little like Dr. Seuss book about thinking outside the blocks, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot we can do that we come up with a lot of ideas.
Yeah, we have this that we're still going to do someday. It
I
could be
don't
part of
even
our Think Outside the Books
I don't
show.
even remember coming up with that.
Hmm? Yeah.
We
Well,
had an
we've got
active
an active chat pre-play. Rob was here at 2:40 today.
That's right. The Brick Orphanage, who I just learned I've known in real life for a very long time and really confused me. So it'll be much easier for me to remember that the Brick Orphanage is not in Australia, but actually the land of cows and cheese and Packers. Monica Berry is here. Ahoy, hoy to you as well. Paige Pritchard got here just in time. You weren't pre-play gang though, ma'am. Unfortunately, you don't have that moniker tonight, but we're definitely glad you're here. Adore Paige to pieces. Big part of our show last weekend. Volunteered a lot and even got some breaks this time. She didn't have to work the entire time like she normally does when she does a show for us. Monica Berry says Siri has misunderstood me the last couple times. I've asked her to remind me about your show. Siri, I think, has a conspiracy against us. Quite honestly.
That makes sense. I wonder what Siri thought Monica wanted her to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm scared. We had an exciting realization this week. We actually have our first channel member. I meant to make a little video for it, but I ended up spending the day doing a couple other things. So if he's not on today, I'll be off the hook. I'll feel bad if he comes in, but we definitely want to do this. Hey, a hound just ran into the room. Hi, sweetie. Scared me. But Charlie Kaufman is our first channel member, and there's a join button on the feed now. If you're watching and you want to join and be a member, you get some goofy stuff like some emoticons. Emoticons. What year is this? Emojis. You get special badge on your chat. In the chat on YouTube. We'll see what else we can do for members. It's $1.99 a month. Join if you feel like it. Don't feel obligated. But we're excited to have our first member, and we will do our best to make it worth his $1.99 a month. Charlie Kaufman, if you're watching now, sir, thank you very much for being our very first member. You'll always have a special place in our hearts. I see that Rielgar is here. Rielgar, the man of many names, the High Magistrate, the Fabuline Bakery, Darth Rielgar, and his real name.
I call him Steven.
Yeah, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
It reminded her to think outside the box. Yeah, that is predictable. Come on, Siri, listen. There's an entire continent in there. You're
Mm-hmm.
running and think outside the blocks.
Gotta meld those two together. First and last word
It's a
from
very.
each switched, and then you're good.
I don't like when Siri doesn't understand my Midwestern accent and tells
Mhm.
me, especially when I'm like voice to texting about chalking the floor for a Brickworld show. And it comes back with the word chalk, CHOCK, and I clearly said chalk. Um, and so I'm like, listen, you should be used to this by now. Realgar says I need to stop arguing with people on the internet, so that's why I'm here now.
Well, I don't know if there'll be a lot of arguing today, but we are bringing back, by popular demand, I have to say.
Oh no, I don't know what to do. I didn't make a special video for this, but Rob Claxton is a member. We have our second YouTube member now. It's Rob Claxton. Hey, I got you a little look. I made a laser show for you.
You
Did
did.
that all by myself. Well, thank you for joining
That
us.
was pretty cool.
Really appreciate you. What's it called? Supporting Brickworld. And what is the special segment we're bringing back today, Ben? Hi,
Yes,
brain.
right in the middle of that. That was too exciting. We had to stop.
I know. Sorry, I was
We're
freaking
bringing
out.
back, by popular demand, the rant. Just 2 rants today, not 3, because we don't have Jesse.
I know, right?
Jesse's rant was by far the best last time. I love that rant the most because Jesse was
Definitely.
like, no, I'm not gonna rant. And then he delivered the best rant of all of them. So.
Easily. And I think it just having a third kind of like rounds things out. Am I wrong?
I mean, sometimes we just got to do what we got to do. Oh my goodness.
Just don't disturb. Why
Look at
why is it
this.
giving me stuff? What's up?
Don't miss
Realgar
this.
is also a member now.
That's right. We're just going crazy with members today.
That's fantastic. We really
Here
appreciate this
is
a ton.
here's
Justice
our
Bricks Galaxy is here.
he's
Maybe
got it.
he'll.
We've got a Brickworld. He's got a Galaxy. He did a great rant last time. We got to get him back on so he can rant again.
I say perhaps they'll join us just to rant towards the end of the episode. Let's see. We got a lot of fun stuff happening here. Monica Berry asks, "Is the Midwestern accent a lack thereof?" No, actually, it's not. If you go to the West or East Coast or Texas, the South, no, they could. There's a lot of, especially in Texas, they can't understand what you're saying because you talk too fast. People picked apart many words I said when I lived in California. It was rather aggravating, but yeah, no, we sound different to them for sure. Hope Castle is here. He's probably gonna want to talk about castles or something. Rob Claxton is waving hi to Ralph Nader. Paige says her cat has figured out how to activate the Google Home. It just says I didn't understand that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, fun times. Realgar says, "Whoops, he hit the wrong button." He didn't mean to join us as a member. Well, you can cancel at any time.
Yeah, well, whatever. He got a cool little emoticon and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
there
you
you
can
go.
use. I don't know how they come up, but you should be able to. I forget what I named them, but there's four Fabuland figures, and they have their reasons. One's an otter. One there's it's the cow. It's the cow, the walrus. Oh, wow, I really should know this, since I did it. Since I'm the one who set it up, I can check my YouTube settings and see
Yeah,
what on earth I did. Um, Benny, you want to bring up the run of show while I
I absolutely do.
ramble about how dumb I am?
Yeah, so this
Thanks.
week we are brought to you by the letter B. And we're going to talk about balls, sports balls. It's like the James Bond thing, balls, sports balls.
Yeah.
We're going to talk
That was
about builds made of
a
Lego.
spot on James Bond
That,
impression, by the way.
that was the
I
Sean
was like,
Connery one for
oh,
sure. Yep.
okay. I thought it was, I honestly, I thought it was Pierce Brosnan. I was like, oh, is Pierce Brosnan a guest?
Hey, they're both good. I sound more like and probably look more like poor old Sean Connery, who is now deceased, rest his soul. Then we're going to talk about Brickworld things.
Balls.
Brickworld
Ha.
Chicago will be, less than 2 months away at this point, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about a couple things for that.
It's 7 weeks away, by the
Seven
way, in
weeks.
case you were wondering. Just a little over 7 weeks.
Yep. Then we'll
Don't do
talk
much of a
Blast
big
Off. That's some
deal.
set news, of course. And then we'll finish off with everybody's favorite, backed by popular demand, the big rant. And then we should be
Mm-hmm.
back next week.
Yep. Sounds good. And I, of course, can't find which emojis we have. So if you guys have the emojis, I know they're all Fabuland heads, and you should have a little um, a badge now in your comments that are 1x1 studs in the Brickworld logo colors. I left out yellow because I know that we don't want to see yellow,
That would
but
trigger
it is
me.
part of the logo. At least it's not red. Red's my least favorite color. And of course, the member level that we have available currently, in case we ever want to increase it. I can't see us doing that, but um, it is called Paradolia. Jesus, it's a really hard word to say, but that's what you guys are.
I like
You guys
it.
are Paradolia level members of the Tainted. Thank you for joining us once again. Is it too early to be panic building for Brickworld Chicago? No,
No, it's
no.
probably about right.
That's exactly how everyone should be building. I don't build any other way. Can't find it. I
And
don't
in
know.
case you didn't know what that was, we of course talk about that all the time on Brickworld.
hmm
Pareidolia is seeing faces in inanimate objects. Here's the banner.
That's the way it works.
Yep.
Wow. Really having trouble figuring out what we offer people as
Yeah.
members.
Panic building is a thing.
Yeah.
Realgar confirms. But here we go. Oh, they don't show up on ours. But if you are in the chat, it's the otter, the
There it
goat, the
is.
cow, and Victor the alligator.
Victor. Yes, Victor is for when you've stolen something or
Yes.
or or destroyed something. on purpose. The otter is for just like when you've got like there's a sexy otter around, you just got to say otter. The goat is for when it's the greatest of all time, and holy cow is when you're really excited about something.
Holy
Thank you,
cow.
Rob Claxton, because I
Yes.
can't find it in my own dashboard. I could have pulled open the file I made the emojis with, but yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll like a video to show people what they get from their memberships. A real quick one because we don't want to like
Yeah. Well, and
we
we've
don't want
got
to make people feel pressured.
we have a number of things to edit down to get up on the channel still. So there will be some more videos coming, but with Brickworld Milwaukee, we didn't get to all of them yet, but we're working on it.
Oh, I think somebody just saw a
So
sexy otter.
it's got a triple otter there. The triple otter.
Excellent, excellent.
Yep.
All right, and we can always add more Fabuland animals. There are plenty of molds out there. We might even add a maple.
Maybe.
We've already got a goat though, so like, what would she be saying?
Um, that's a good question. Like
Yeah,
buy more poly bags. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or best set of the year, hands down best set of the year. I think that's maybe what maple means.
Well, that's one of the videos that we've got to get together, of course, is we've got to get up our final, the last matchup of the entire March Madness
I'm
was
so loud. I'm so loud in it.
it's okay, Medieval Town Square versus the 3-1 Red Fox.
Yeah,
I have discovered that my son built the fox
yeah.
and I have two more sets that I have not put together yet. So the owl and the squirrel will be coming for sure.
Excellent. We have I believe a new member here. Um, the Gaming Brick says, do either of you know what it's called when somebody places something on your build, like a tag? It's called a Gujic.
Gujic.
So it's named after Arthur Gujic, who started doing that the year after he won Brickworld Master at Chicago, and he just went to pick a brick wall and bought a ton of scorpions and just left them on everybody's display. Um, and then the following year, the person who won Brickworld Master did an elaborate frog in a spacesuit um, that he left on everybody's display, and it just became a tradition from there. And we call it a Gujic, named after Art Gujic, who unfortunately died in an Uber accident, I believe before the pandemic. I don't remember at this point when it happened because time's a blur after we went through a global pandemic. But yeah, we call it the Gujic in honor of Arthur. Um, Maple is for the underdog winning, but she didn't.
Well, she won a few, except she was number
she made
two
it.
seed.
She made it to Final Four.
Yeah, that was
She was
impressive.
definitely the underdog by like price per parts or just like number
Yeah.
of parts. And there's a lot dragging her down with those crappy trees and the fact that she only had one pumpkin in her garden.
Yep.
I like Maple as the underdog. We'll get that going. I can make that happen easily.
Yeah. Well,
So cool.
that is cool. Well, let's talk about some balls, sports balls.
Token of appreciation. I like that idea. Real quick,
Um,
Rob Claxton says he was at a Lego convention last month and found a raven or crow Fabuland figure. Yep, they definitely
ooh,
exist. They also have
fancy.
parrots and seagulls using the same mold, just different paint.
Yeah. So on this topic, you had mentioned, or actually, someone said something they probably shouldn't have, which was this: that I should be wearing a Packers hat. Incorrect.
Why?
But I missed a meeting for something that Mark was at today, and I missed
Yeah.
it because I am coaching my son's flag football team.
Is this new that you're coaching?
This is the first time I've ever coached. The reason I'm coaching is because, of course, they want volunteers to come and coach, and my son is playing on a team through the buddy request system that consists of all his friends plus two girls, one he doesn't know and one that does go to his school.
Okay.
And both the girls, by the way, are going to be killers, I can tell this season. I think one's going to be a good quarterback. The other one, I think, is going to be an outstanding running back. So we'll see.
Nice.
But because of that, I'm wearing my flag football coach's shirt. Let's
Very cool.
see if we can get that up there. Flag
Yeah, let's
flag
see.
football coach. And in Minnesota,
Bring
I
it
was
back up.
just on it. In Minnesota, every single team is the Vikings. Um,
Every single team. So it's
yes, but they
Vikings
have
versus Vikings. That can get confusing, I imagine.
yeah, they have a purple side to the jersey and then a gold side on the other side, so they're reversible. So when you're the away team, you wear the yellow. When you're the home team, you wear the purple. But when you first get there, finding your team is a
Uh,
bit challenging because all the
right.
coaches are wearing red shirts and all the players are wearing purple or yellow. So it is a
That's
thing.
fun.
But yeah, so that is what I'm doing. There's a lot of other exciting sports ball stuff going on right now. We've got the NFL draft this week. And then the playoffs for both the NHL and the NBA just started.
Oh,
So
the
sports balls everywhere.
the Quidditch people are back at the dog park.
Ooh,
Yeah, I feel that's our first ooh of the night.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw them one day. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this on here before. I was at the dog park. I looked over. I saw three hoops, three vertical hoops, and I was like, "That's Quidditch." And then I was just staring and watching, and yeah, they were throwing the quaffle at each other. They had beaters. They were all running around with. It
Wow.
turns out it's lacrosse stick handles that they use for this. It's
Ah,
actually called quad ball. They don't call it Quidditch because IPs. We understand that, right?
yeah.
Um,
Oh, you
yeah.
said something that sparked my memory here. This week, my 8-year-old is starting lacrosse.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Here, I finally got it. Ooh, you said
a
ooh, and
a
10 minutes
10
later,
a 10U team. She's 8 years old, so she's old enough to play. One of her cousins plays, her cousin that she idolizes a little, so she now wants to do
interesting.
lacrosse. So we'll see.
Jesse's got all four Final Four sets now. He's
Got the red
just got
fox.
the Red Fox, and we have to do a medieval market fox build.
It's no, it's the wool. No, the
Wolf
fox
Mask,
mask. Fox
Fox
mask
Mask Shadow
shadow
Dojo.
dojo.
I said JoJo. Jeez,
Jojo.
I was doing so well at pronouncing that for several weeks in a row,
Yeah.
and now it's just I'm out of practice. Fox Mask Shadow Dojo.
hmm
There's just
And
a
we've
couple
got
extra S's in there.
John K saying, so
What's up,
excited to
John
catch
K?
this live. Subscribed a couple weeks ago and been watching the
Welcome.
backlog. There's lots of fun stuff in the backlog.
Yeah,
So that's good.
I usually watch the backlog while building before the show starts, and I'm always like, jeez,
Dojo Siwa. That's a good
I don't
one.
like listening to myself.
Nobody does. All the ums and ahs and the volume, but
Yeah.
I never mind listening to you.
Oh,
It's the
thank
opposite
you.
for me.
Oh,
I never
really?
like listening to myself.
Oh, then I also have the same where I love listening to your voice. Look at this little love fest we
Aw,
have going on here.
aw.
Yeah, I notice every week the microphone gets further and further from my face. Where I'm like, no, it was too loud last week. It was like in a month, it's gonna be like, hey, everybody. I
Yeah.
guess that's all right
Well,
then.
let's get to the meat and potatoes of what we always
Woo!
talk about. Builds made of Lego.
Let's do it.
I know what you've been working on because I can see it
Yeah,
previewed in your camera. Who do we want to
I
start with this week?
I mean, we typically start with you because you're on the left, and we read left to right.
All
So,
right, let's do it. I
all
know
right.
you'll be excited to see this.
I'm a little like I can see the thumbnail as well, so I'm just kind of like, what is this? Is this a start of another new one? This is going to be massive next week, everybody.
What do we think?
I I think I really like how the dark tan mixes with the olive green
A
to make a very interesting
little pathway?
natural texture. I'm not crazy about the path, to be honest. It looks a little,
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hide your shame, sir, because yeah, it's a little, yeah, it's a little early
Little
2000s,
little
maybe
basic.
maybe 2010s. Yeah,
Little
something I'm not
basic. Yeah,
used to seeing that type
I
of
think I could
trail
try a
from
little
you.
something different here.
Yeah, I bet you can do
Um,
better.
but this is going to be the base for some sort of small chapel.
Yeah.
That is what will go on here.
Realgar says he can barely watch his own reels because he finds himself so nasally. We
Yeah,
all are. All Midwesterners talk through their nose, sir. So
we
you
certainly
have a
do.
very pleasant voice. I always enjoy hearing your voice as well, Darth Realgar, High Magistrate, Fabuland Bakery. Hey, Hope Castle likes it. I think he's sensing there might be a castle built on
Yeah.
top of this. Is it going to be a space castle?
No, it's going to be like a little chapel. I've
Yeah.
never built a little chapel, but of course the chapel gives you an opportunity to do a lot of elaborate stonework, which I typically haven't done. Usually it's fairly basic because I'm either doing stonework that's a little aged or beat up. I don't do a lot of elaborate carvings, so I'll get to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I've
I.
come
Mhm.
to realize I probably didn't get enough space for Brickworld Chicago, so we'll see what I can do about that.
I'm sure you can use some of mine. Um, it's it's interesting that
Yeah.
you're showing us a base that is I count 4 plates high at the tallest, and we've got a lot of positive comments for this. Um,
Well,
Lego History Sam is also from the
yeah,
Midwest. I think a good portion of us in the Tainted are. Um, and Charlie Kaufman. Hey, Charlie Kaufman, you are here.
Charlie Kaufman.
Our first member, our first channel member, Charlie Kaufman, is here. Mr. Number One is in the
Yeah,
house. He said he listened to that backlog when he gets time to build. That way, I have something to laugh at. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that you find us amusing because
glad
sometimes
we're
I'm like,
funny.
I cringe sometimes at how long I go off and tell stories.
Yeah. Well, so the path obviously perhaps needs some changing.
Well, unless it
But
matches whatever else you build, it's hard
well,
to tell right now. But
we'll
it does
see.
look non-Ben Haugerish. If it
We'll
wasn't for the
see.
base and the beautiful texture that you're achieving here. So,
Yeah.
is there a plan, a specific plan for this? Do you have a prototype built, or
Well,
this is it?
so okay, couple things since you asked. No, I don't have a chapel built. However,
Deep South.
that was one of the things that we were originally talking about was sketch
Ooh, Zion.
models.
Zion Canyon is beautiful. Yeah. Oh, well, look at this. You sneaky little
Oh, you think I'm sneaky now? Okay, so this is the sketch model that I'm working on.
balls.
Uh,
B for
sketch
balls.
models sketch models are something you just kind of build quickly to give you inspiration
Yeah.
or an idea for something else. This I built on vacation in Jacksonville.
Oh, is this what you ended up doing when you were there?
Yeah, so this here is this little kind of beat up courtyard that will probably go into a new build, but it is not the
Okay.
right size for this base. So this is going to
Right.
have to wait until I have a slightly larger base.
It's very yellow.
Um,
More
yeah, there's
yellow
a
than I'm
little
used to seeing
yellow. I
from
couldn't
you.
really handle that.
V Mac Attack says that it reminds him of his Zion Canyon build, which I would love to see because I love Zion Canyon. Maybe
Yeah,
I've seen it at Fort Wayne. I don't remember for sure. Apologies if I've seen it, VMAC, and
but
don't remember. Realgar suggests just throwing in a couple 2x2 round tiles over those 1x1s
it
and
could
seeing if you
help.
like it.
It could help. But of course, I came back from
Mm,
Milwaukee on a Tuesday. So it's
yeah.
not like I had a lot of time to build, but I did get something worked on a little bit. You have to tell me what you think of this.
John, I want to punch you in the face. That's what I want. All right. John K says, I would say use ingot parts in a herringbone pattern. Could be good for that path. It would match what's going on with the castle you have built. You may just have to rebuild the base. What the ever living balls? Dude, how do you do this so fast?
This
Did you
is
do the?
this is called Wolf in the Woods.
Shut up. You built this in a week.
Well, yeah,
I'm leaving. I quit.
you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, I have to go to the
Wolf in the
bathroom soon.
Woods. So it does features just a single minifigure, one little wolf. He's in the woods.
Oh God, it has a story. Well, the foliage, like the ground
So there we
cover,
go.
is fantastic.
You
First
got
of
a
all,
little well you can barely see back there, and
barf,
it's hard to tell, but the
barf,
cottage is definitely sort of falling apart a bit. Got a tree growing out of it.
barf. Why?
Um, got another little tree over here.
Oh, I'll check.
There's a couple little posts that are helping to hold it from collapsing.
Right. Ralph
So
Nader's head had just exploded.
so
Um,
here we are, wolf in the
uh,
woods. What do you think?
I think it's getting a triple goat from Realgar. I think, let's see, Extra Bricks is calling it fire. Realgar says, wow. Alternate candidate, like I said, his head exploded. Crystal also says, wow. And this is in a week. He did this in a week. Hey, I dubbed myself. Rob Claxton says, hopefully I get to come to Brickworld Chicago next year. I got too much going on this year. Boo earns to Rob
Boo
Claxton's
earns. Give
not being
that
able
guy
to
a
make it
boo
this year.
earns.
Yeah. How? Why? I read it like what now is it a 360? Are you still working on the back or is this like the
The
most
back's done
oh
too.
looks like Z's spouse gave you a little feedback and that you took
Oh yes, Z supposed did offer
her
a little
feedback
feedback.
into
The
nice.
back's
What
not
was it?
intended to be as nice. This tree obviously could use some work in the back, but
Right.
mostly it's just so you can see it over the top. It's still complete. But Z spouse's recommendation when I first had this built,
Yeah.
the trees were all green of some variety. She said she didn't like the green with the rest of the palette. So though I did stick with a little bit of green for some accents, I moved to the fall
Oh, okay.
color on the foliage.
Well, the foliage is fantastic, and so I like
So
the olive green. The olive green only with the different molds is huge. That's something I really like, and I'll probably use somewhere because that does look fantastic. I do like the fall foliage with it as well. Your wife is smart. Um, oh, here I meant to leave this one up there. Monica Berry asks, "Would you be mad if I said my WandaVision mosaic made my WandaVision mosaic in 2 days?" I mean, yeah, this all drives me nuts because it takes me ages. Like you guys will see what I'm working on again tonight. I basically made progress that I'm going to tear apart as soon as I start working on it again because I was just like, oh, well, that didn't work. But at least I got it out of the way, that sort of thing. Brick
Hmm.
Larrikin says, and God, forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong. The autumnal tree colors are outstanding, but yeah, Brick Larrikin, I guess that's my best guess. Larrikin. Brick Orphanage says 1 week, like a time traveler's week. Yeah, like your Hermione Granger with her time turner. That's what I was also thinking. Joellen Child is here. Hello, Joellen says Ben needs to do a tree building video. Those trees are amazing. I think you and I could both
We
do
could do
some
that. We could
tree
totally
building
do that.
videos. I think that would be great for our channel. Extra Brick says needs more animal heads. I agree. 100%. They need to be fabulous animal heads. Let's give this guy a goat. Charlie Kaufman says, I'm so glad Ben doesn't like Castle. He builds faster than I can even
Now,
think about.
now, okay,
Damn, son.
we'll wait for my rant later. But who said I
Oh.
didn't like Castle? I'm very confused by that.
Oh no, you've turned a corner and now we have to pretend like you haven't been saying it for months. Tim Burton presents this house. Yeah, right.
My house
I
is a little
do.
topsy turvy. Yep,
I love the
a little bit.
asymmetry of it so much. I love the crooked walls.
Yep.
I've been wanting to build like that for a long time and I have not been successful yet, as we showed on Victor's hideout, where I was like, look, the columns are kind of tipsy, and you're like, meh, not worth it. John K says I want a tree tutorial on the channel. When? Soon. That's what.
Soon we get
Yeah.
when we get to
Ben
it.
Ben's will be done before mine. Alternate candidate says love the foliage. I've been playing with colors on trees lately. This is exactly what I needed to see. Hey, look, you're inspiring in real time. That's
All right.
fantastic. Monica Berry says I've not only been as fast in the past couple of years as I was. I've not been as fast in the past couple of years as I was in 2020, 2021. I wonder why. I know why. Hope Castle, I would quit, but my clear plates won't let me. Oh, God, they have a hive mind against him. The Brick Orphanage says Ben hates space now.
I don't
Oh, God,
recall saying
please
that, but
don't do that. Ben has a split personality when streaming. I've been trying to build more asymmetrically. Oh, I'm glad you like that aesthetic. I also have been trying to build more asymmetrically because I love asymmetry, and
yeah.
I was just for me, I want the asymmetry. So when I build symmetrically, I'm being lazy. I'm not calling symmetrical builders lazy. I'm calling myself lazy because I don't want symmetry. Just to be clear, am I screaming?
No, I've got you turned down to an appropriate amount. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I
Great.
can just hear you, so it's like, how can I tell, right?
Yeah.
Now let's see here. In terms of finishing this build, I feel like it's in a pretty good place.
There's
Um,
there's actually two Bens. I love
you
that.
know, one of us builds, the other one works on hating space.
Oh no, you both build.
Or
That's
castle, I don't know. My post back there is missing some pieces, and you can't really
oh
see it.
man.
So there's
Trash
a
it.
few little bits that aren't quite done yet.
Mm.
But is there anything that's like glaring or sticking out to you that I need to work on with this thing?
No,
Okay.
shut up. I love it. I think there's a I don't understand the gap that I see between the two sections of the roof, and that one
Right
part
here.
that's real. Yeah. Do you want
Yeah.
that there?
Well, it's because the two angles, that's where they meet up, and it's like it's getting pulled away. I could
Okay, so you
probably
do
do a
want a
little
gap
more to
there.
dress this up, but yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
maybe multiple colors would be good there or something else.
we seem reasonably matched in volume. That's fantastic because there's so many episodes, it's that are hard for me to watch back because I'm so much louder than you and Jesse.
Yeah.
Anyway, a pretty big exposed branch on the upper right,
Yeah,
coming
over
out of the
here a little
roof.
bit and over
Oh, that?
here.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna nitpick, I'd say that as well. That big tube
Yeah, I
looks
mean part of this is I
tubey.
wanted it to be obvious that the branch was coming out of the building, right?
I think that'll be fine if there's just more foliage on top
So,
because then it goes
yeah.
into like that little elephant horn piece.
Yeah, I
It's
probably
kind of
could do that.
abrupt.
Yep.
Yeah, just get a little
Okay.
more foliage up there. I would say
Yep.
that would fix that.
All right.
Um, but no, this is gorgeous. How dare you, sir?
So there we go. I had a feeling you might have some feelings
Yeah, you had a
about
feeling I'm
this
gonna have
one.
feelings. I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, it's rather beautiful. Again, you've used a one by one round plate
Yeah.
path that I think could be updated a little bit.
I
I
think it's
think the
maybe fine in this
path
one. but I might need to update it in the other one. So there it is.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that bothers me about it is it's just such a grid and row, like a column and row grid. And there's no, it doesn't seem organic unless every stone was exactly the same size and fit perfectly next to each other. And this
Yeah.
is a huge nitpick because this thing is
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's true. Okay, I gotcha. That I've got
Um,
some things that might break that up a bit.
and then the only other thing I would say is like that little dark orange spot right in front of his feet as it goes down into the base. I mean, it could look like a little bit more like he might actually successfully be able to get out there and like be a
Yeah.
pre-trodden path that he uses often. So maybe just fill in that space between those two
Okay.
cliffs edge, so it looks like he doesn't just dive down a ravine every day.
Yeah.
But outside of that, if anybody else said that to you
Or maybe
at
comes
the
down over
show, I'd
here.
punch him in the face for being too nitpicky. I mean,
Could
this
come
I feel
down through this
ridiculous even
path
saying
and
it.
between the trees past. There's kind of a little gap here. Maybe I could move this tree over a little bit. Give him a little
Oh,
better path.
yeah,
There you go, buddy. Now you can get through there.
cool. Yeah, perfect. Now it's
So there we are. Only problem is I don't think I have technically space on my table for it, so I got to figure it out.
oh, we've got some comments here I've missed and they're fun. So, V Mac Attack says it needs a cattywampus chimney.
Yeah, the chimney's not cattywampus enough, so that's a possibility. It's kind of the
Ah, good
straightest part of the whole
call.
thing.
Good catch, V Mac. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That chimney compared to everything else, Ben,
could be a
is a snooze fest.
little more cattywampusy. Yep.
Yeah, that's but I mean, who notices because everything else is so beautiful? John K suggests in the roof gap, could you do more of the thatch look just on an angle rather than wedge plates?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of wanted it to look like it had broken through a bit, but I mean, it doesn't kind of look like either. And I did raise it
I
up a little so it wasn't quite as uniform.
Oh, that one.
So it did look like it poked through, but
Oh
there might
yeah.
be some more to do over here.
Or was he talking about the one on the left? Let me see. The roof
Mm,
gap, could you do just because like the
I think it's this one.
oh okay. Because the one on the left, the only thing that bothers me about it is I can see all the way through to the other side. Or can I see something white behind it that's part of the house?
Well, you can just see more of the house.
Oh, then never mind. Ignore
Yeah,
me. Geez, cattywampus, great word. Agreed. Paige Pritchard says maybe some moss or baby trees growing out of the roof crack,
yeah,
like it's been falling
okay.
apart a bit. I mean, he's got a massive one.
I could probably do like some vines coming down it too, like I have in other spots.
Rialgar seconds that.
That might be kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fantastic. And maybe the edge of the roof is a little bit more not so uniform.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I broke it up some, but yeah, some more. Oh
I mean,
yeah,
along the edge, especially
I totally messed this up.
the
This I
bottom
updated
edge.
today.
Yeah.
This should be out more, and this I can probably chop up a bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is a bit of a miss. I got to fix this.
Again, anybody says that to you in person, I will punch them in the face because that's really just nitpicking. The chimney is probably the best comment I've heard that could use some more cattywampusy. Extrabrick says, to be fair, who is to say he doesn't fall off a ledge daily? I know, right?
I
He
guess it
could.
could.
I mean, if he had like a rope on his back and he repels every day, that'd be like, hey, badass. I mean, he is a wolf pack guy, so I
Yeah,
mean, who's to say he doesn't?
we just got to
That
call it Wolf
fascinating.
in the Woods. That's the name. Wolf in the Woods.
Yeah, you're good with the accents tonight. Brick Orphan, it says if it has a gradient, use a few 1x2 curve slopes as it goes down. Two curve slopes. Oh, for the either for the roof or for the path. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I've got
let
a
these slide
couple
for a
roof
few
things
minutes.
to fix.
Yeah, he meant the
So
one. So John K did mean the one on the left.
okay. Yeah, so
Um,
there's some stuff I can definitely do over here.
Extra Brick
Some of
says
this.
Rogue's gonna be Rogue.
Yeah. So there we are. There we have the Wolf in the Woods.
Well, dear Lord, man, that's fantastic.
Lots of good
It's
suggestions there. Well,
yeah.
there's a
Realgar
couple
says
I
is it.
need to do for sure. So
That's what this live stream is for. Exactly. It's okay for us to nitpick here. That's why we're here. Um, and yeah, and it's kind of what we're doing is getting people used to constructive criticism and how to actually help each other out and how to check first if somebody wants advice. I see that happening a lot at Brick. Not a lot, but I mean that's some of the few complaints that we get at Brickworld is someone's just like somebody just gave me advice and I certainly didn't ask for advice and it wasn't constructive. Like that's not how it's ever said to
yeah.
me, but like that's the basic concept. So
Okay. I think I got some
yeah,
ideas on how to
we're all
clean this up.
friends here in the Tainted. Yeah,
We
definitely.
are
But I
for
mean,
sure.
if you didn't change any of that, it would still be an amazing mock.
Well, there's always a little bit of room for a little bit of change, and I think I got some very good suggestions here. So as long as we have space for the wolf in the woods, there'll be a
Yeah.
couple little upgrades when we see it at Brickworld Chicago. I don't know if it'll make it back on stream next week.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Yeah. Great. I mean, if it does, I mean, if this was me, that's all I'd be able to do during the week is just like change out some of the things that we talked about in this. But you're just, it'll never cease to amaze me how much you're capable of completing in a week. And if unfortunately, I mean, we're only a half hour in, and like I was really careful about this, but I need to take a break, and I will be back
Okay.
as soon as I possibly can. Thank you. Sorry.
All right. You should go do that. Let's see here. The only other things that when I was working on this, I redid. My wife mentioned the tree color. I redid the bases on a couple of these around the back. This particular tree, mostly I wanted to get height on it, but it's a little on the scant side on the back, and it's not particularly thick or well constructed. It's mostly to give it the setting from the front that you can actually see. I don't know that the little tree with the squirrel is actually um, all that impressive or whatever, but it is just kind of fun if you peer through and see the little squirrel sitting on the log on the backside. It doesn't have any particular uh, wolf. What's the word here? Could add a wolf or a warg on the side. Yeah, it doesn't really have any sort of wolf heraldry. I could add an actual wolf to go with the minifig, which I think is what John is suggesting. So I could find a wolf figure to kind of add. Then it would be two wolves in the woods instead of just the wolf in the woods. So we'll see. There's a bluebird. There's a couple little hidden things. I think if I was going to add a a wolf or a warg or something, he'd have to be well hidden, and I'm not quite sure where I'd put him on here. But that would be a fun Easter egg. I think heraldry wise, I don't really think I do have a shield and some other stuff. I don't really think I need to add anything to this. I do want it to be a little inconspicuous as to who might live here. So we just have the one wolf pack figure who just sort of comes in. So
Um, FEMAC attack says Brickworld Chicago gives him anxiety. I understand that feeling very well, sir. Sean K says, could you add a wolf or a warg
yes,
on
we
one
talked about
side? And
that.
oh, I'm
Yes,
sorry. I apologize.
yeah,
Oh, what else did you already bring up?
that was the big one.
Uh, Tiffin up have the hide of
Toughen up.
a. What's that mean?
Toughen up. Have the hide of a rhino. People tell me how to
Oh,
fix things all the time, and I just say whatever.
I mean that's what we're about here. So I'm just
Mhm.
saying. I'm just saying it feels a little weird that like this is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm like, move that stone there.
Move that rock.
Is the squirrel visible from the front then?
He's, yes, there he is. You can see him back there.
Fenrir,
Yeah.
Tuffin.
So you can see him if you look hard enough. So we'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see if I get anything else done. I do have a collab I have to build for as well.
me too.
So I got to get that rolling,
I gotta
along
do
with a
that
couple other little
too.
things.
Yeah, fun
But
stuff though. I mean,
there we go.
this is fantastic. Very
Wolf in the
nicely done.
woods.
Wolf in the woods. I love it. I really love it.
All right. Well, we
Yeah.
can take that out of there. Get ready for our faces to show back up when I pull this out.
Ew.
Here we go. Whoop
Here they are. Oh, it's just you.
whoop
Oh, it's just me.
whoop.
It's terrifying.
Took 3 clicks to get it right there.
All right, you
There
ready
we
for
go.
this?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's
We got it all
see.
stacked together today.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, it's a little bit of a high angle. Maybe I need to bring it down a little bit, but let's take a look from here at first, just because there's been quite a few changes. I maybe do have to back it up a little bit. And I can't because the boutique hotel is stuck behind it. I may have to do some running around the room here. But this is, I was going to bring this to Milwaukee. One of the big reasons I didn't is I was like nitpicking little things and just trying to get things, I would say, finessed so that everything actually flowed and there weren't like some gaps in some of the patterning I had done and some of the build techniques in places. And like the big thing was there wasn't enough time to do that and make custom boxes for the new parts. But we'll talk about that as well tonight. So I finally um, took your advice with the very front
Yeah.
gate.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
I did it. I did it.
You did it.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so we added some more foliage up there. We've got it all stacked together, and we did this taller window in the middle,
Yes.
which I
Can you
really
tell?
dig. Yes,
Yes.
it does look taller now. Kind of had a weird optical illusion before where
Yeah.
the three sides were all the same, but the
Yep.
middle one for some reason looked shorter.
Yeah.
Now it does look taller than the other two, so that's good. Looks like you changed out all the vine colors as well on the trellises.
Except for this one, I still have that one to go, but they're sitting right here. They're ready.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll happen soon.
Yeah, that one looks like it was more blocked out by the one in front of it, so I couldn't
Yeah.
couldn't tell. But all right, we got three
Yeah.
out of four
Yeah.
updated there. And now we've got some work. It looks like on our house as well down below.
A bit. Yep. Yep.
All right, so lots of stuff to see here.
I actually I had to rebuild this entire thing because I originally built it on 8x16 plates, and so it was a half plate off from the rest of the orchard. So I rebuilt that onto 8x16 base plates, and really fixed the structure of it because it did have a tendency to bend because it was only two bricks thick, and like that brick texture you see on there uses a bunch of like headlight bricks and side stud bricks.
Okay.
So let's see, what's the best way to show the rest of this without making people seasick? I can start moving stuff around because I have to anyway for the next segment.
Hmm.
But if we want to take a look at the stuff that I've done, and the waterfalls came back this week a little bit too, and I started building
Okay.
some pond stuff. So those are here. Let me
John
get.
K says while you're doing some of that he's part of Denlug. Found the channel after Larry dropped his castle. Poor
Oh,
Larry.
Larry. Yeah.
VMAX says, "Hey, this is looking like maybe it's about as deep as it should go, so you don't start losing detail in the back." I know you probably wanted a little deeper so you can get a couple more of those beautiful cherry trees in there.
Yeah, which was the entire idea for this build of those cherry trees, and
Yeah.
now I just keep getting deeper this way because when I have this here, I'm like, well, and then the lagoon goes next to it. I'm like, what? How do they get? Where's the road? Like, how do they get to this part? And then what happens in front of the road? Is there a harbor? Like, I just can't stop going deep, and I need to start going wide. But this
Yeah.
doesn't fit convention tables at this point.
Yeah.
So oops, this came off of here somewhere. I'm sure it goes there or here or something like that. So that was. Let me see if I can do this. Let's turn you here. At least this isn't 6 feet tall, so if something does fall off the table, um, and then I
It'll
can
have a
take.
much shorter fall.
I hope.
Yes.
I don't
Look at
know. I
all
get
these
pretty
musical
talented with
chairs.
the. Yeah, and that'll be. This is good to show before I show my next segment about how I make custom boxes, which I'm excited to share with everybody. Um,
Yeah, good point, Extra Brick. Extra Bricks points out that your main concern for every mock is, are they just walking off the table?
yeah,
Where do they
yeah,
go?
right.
How do they
What's the
get
rest
to
of
where
this
they're
world,
going?
right? Which
Fill
is
in
a
red.
valid concern, you guys. Like, I don't want any of my Fabuland figures to fall off the table
Yeah.
when they try to go out into the real world.
We also, because they could see
How do
you
you
walking
guys?
around on stream, we have
Yeah.
some people saying they'd pay good money for that beautiful pink shirt in their size.
Hey, it's maybe available for pre-purchase soon.
Ooh,
Yeah. All
another
right.
ooh.
So here's the orchard house, the beginnings of it. Um, there's a lot I learned today, but there's a lot I want to change. So I may be ripping up a lot of what I built today, and maybe even moving this down further so that it lines up with the paths to the trellises.
Okay.
Because I mean, well, just I mean, I know there's not a lot there. This is this is going to be here soon. It's going to fill out the arch with some white on the
Okay.
inside. Blah 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 blah. I think I may because this is just a copy of the gray arches that you see
Uh-huh.
over here.
Yep.
Um, trying to transition to the blue brick and the white wood of the house. I'm not sure how much I really need to be sticking to the same exact texture. I wanted gates on here though, and there's I don't know if you see over here. I added gates
Oh
to
yes.
this
Okay.
side.
Little
Yeah.
wrought iron action.
So and I wasn't able to get to any point where I could put my fun new windows in, but there they are again. And I did buy the pieces to complete several of these.
Okay.
Um, but the whole idea is that this is the part of the house where they bring the barrels of grapes in and they stomp on them, and this is the winery portion, and the rest of it's going to be like where they sell it, where they like have events, where they live, where they do all this other stuff. So all that's going to be like up here, and this is kind of the transition from this walled garden into the house. I just don't know that I've given myself enough space to make like a nice transition there. And if this isn't too jarring, going directly from gray to blue to white, and should I move this? Because I can. What's nice about this is I made sure to do it this time this way, that I can just take this off and move
Ooh.
on with my life and put that
Okay.
somewhere else.
I
Um,
I don't think it's jarring. I think the blue and the gray are fine together, and I think it's a good buffer between the white. It doesn't trigger me in any sort of way.
okay.
So I don't mind it. I think it looks nice actually. And I know we were talking about some way to transition between the two. There was all kinds of discussion about that, but this seems to be um, quite lovely to me, quite honestly. And I like that you're still kind of filtering out some of the dark stone as well. It'll make a
Yeah.
little appearance, and then eventually it'll just be the blue and the white.
Because that was kind of the thought process, is like if they're using all this different type of stone, um, they're going to use it for the foundation, and then they're going
Yeah,
to use other materials for the for the place that was like, I imagine this was maybe an ancient garden that they built a house into, like maybe the garden was there first. Like, I'm doing all sorts of storytelling here.
Stonehenge.
And I'm taking Jesse's Brick Galaxy advice, and instead of going, we talked about this already, but just a reminder, I did this all on dark tan so that I can make the ground, as he put it, dirtier, but have like more of a ground cover texture instead of just
Yeah.
green
Yep.
like I have in the rest of it, which I will quote unquote dirty up to make match or make look more like a garden in the future. That's on my list. That's on my checklist here.
Just don't use all one by one rounds, or
I'll annoy myself.
you'll annoy yourself. Yes.
Well, I mean, because you see, I don't do that. I do the the 2 by 2 rounds with the 1 by 1 rounds. Well, don't look at this side. Look at this side. Can you even see that? No, you can't. So
Uh,
ignore everything I'm saying. Yeah, I do try to not do that. That's probably why it's so jarring to me that you did it. So I'll probably always have that problem if you ever do that again. Just to warn you.
BMAC Attack suggests that what you could do is use figures. It says us figures, but he means use figures to kind of tell the story for some of the transitions, like leave a
Oh,
purple
definitely.
footprint or something.
Oh, cute.
Kind of show
Purple
that someone's been
footprint.
walking around.
Purple footprints.
Extra Bricks wants to
Oh,
know how far back the backstory for the winery goes. Well,
I know. So do I. That's what I want to know. Because
yeah,
right now it goes here. Do 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 do. It goes here, and it's built into the side of a hill because there's the waterfall that starts over. Oh, here. Where's my hand? It starts over there. Over there is where the waterfall is going to start, right underneath the logo in the corner. It's going to go over on that side. So this is all built into the side of a hill. So this makes the transition right here. But if I wanted it to be so that they could walk from the winery directly to these trellises, where would this one go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, 16. This would go here. That one
okay,
lines up. This one does not. So that might be okay. I can
okay,
just kind of
yeah,
like work with the paths. Uh, but when this is all right, so then when this is in front, and again, part of the vineyard is down under the table now. Uh, here's the problem I've had now, in that I've transitioned it this way. um, what the hell's going to happen here? Is there going to be more wall? And I thought this would be this right here would kind of be what transitioned that away from the fence and everything. So I was considering like moving that all the way up to like here, but then that blocks off the gate altogether. So I've
uh-huh.
got lots of layout stuff to configure. This is more live building than I've done in a long time.
You've got some
Usually I've got a plan.
architecture concerns going,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I sure
That's
do.
fine.
Meh.
That's fine.
It's only slightly nerve-wracking, and there's nothing to say that we couldn't have a tower here and a tower here that kind of helps with this transition area, because I do have enough pieces to make a lot of these. I ran out of these today, so I'll have to get more of the
Oh yes.
that one
Yep.
by four. I just kept finding them, and I was just like, oh, I have an unlimited supply clearly, and I don't have that. Thanks a
Yep.
lot, Lego. Like it's like I ranted 2 weeks ago.
Don't
Why
they
don't we have a
have
on-demand
um
delivery service?
yeah, don't they have that part as a single part that covers both halves? I think they do.
Yeah, probably.
So you could get that as a one parter that's a 2x4 with the
I
full
mean, I'm
shape in
kind
it.
of
If you're gonna order some, I'm just telling you that piece is
like I happen to
available.
have
That's
this
it.
piece that's the half column.
Oh yeah, they got that
Yeah,
too. Yep.
I got a few of them
Yeah, it's a
laying
little different
around.
shape though, but
I
yeah.
think for the geometry, this worked because it matches where I had to. I don't even know where anymore.
Hmm.
I had to do that for some of these rounded columns, and so I have the 1x2 version of it. Ugh, Legoing is hard.
Yeah.
I think because do they have the full 2x2 piece of that with that covers both sides? Because I think that one has studs in the center, doesn't it?
No,
Like
it doesn't.
it's a jumper. It's a curved slope jumper.
No,
No, no lies. I'm telling lies. I
you're
hate telling
telling
lies.
lies.
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
find that piece for you.
I don't mean to lie.
I mean, I know it exists.
I just like lying.
I also think that you should not read this comment because it'll make you start doing things you shouldn't do.
Does it say it looks like Art Deco?
No, the brick larrikin says, Mark, did you consider a sub-training component for the winery, such as an underground wine cellar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh God,
Um,
yeah.
if
I mean
you
that would
start
have.
doing that, you are going to get way off track.
And yeah, very much so. But
Yep.
I do like the idea, and that's kind of why I have it built into the side of the hill. Like the original idea for this was to have this like a 360 walk around, and then you could see like what they were doing inside the house and like behind it, and like this. Blah, 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 blah. But no, um, that's that's a pipe dream. Maybe eventually, if I keep this display going and like bring it to the expos and stuff like that. But I think in the meantime, I need to chill and be realistic about what I'm able to accomplish between now and Brickworld Chicago.
7 short weeks away.
7 short weeks and 2 days away, but I don't think I'll be able to build every day of that time, and I have a lot to build. As Ben said, we have a collaborative to build for, and I learned on the call today that Tim trusts you but doesn't trust me. I was like, Ben's not here either. He's like, yeah, well, I trust Ben.
Aha. Yes.
I was like, oh, well, fair enough.
Well,
I don't blame you.
I had an excuse. I don't know if it was a good one. Okay, so I'm going to show you
Yeah.
the pieces here. So you are partially right,
Oh,
and I am partially right. Well, I'm right and you are right. So they do have this piece with the studs in the center, as you were asking.
yeah.
They also have it as a single piece that's four on here.
Oh, huh. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have. It used to be a light piece. It used to be. I probably have it in transparent something,
Translate blue.
and that's one plate. Uh,
There it is in translate blue.
that's one plate shallower than these, but all I would have to do is add a plate.
Add a plate.
So,
Yep.
yep, I'd love to see if I have any of those.
They do come in light bluish gray in 14 sets. Um, let's see. I mean, obviously, you probably won't have any of these sets, and you'll probably just have to order them.
Yeah.
But as recently as 2022, they were still making them, so
Okay.
you might be able to find one or
All
two
right.
pretty easily.
Yeah. Have to order some parts.
So there you go.
Seem to be ordering a lot of parts lately.
I'll
We're
take
because we're
that
getting
back
close to Brickworld.
off. Yes.
All right. Just going to remember where I put all this stuff so I don't jump into everything. So before we get start talking about what you can still do with your Brickworld registration, since I'm still on this camera, we're going to talk about how I make custom boxes to transport these things. I'm at a bit of an advantage for this because I drink a lot of Zevia, and it always comes in the same box when you buy 2 cases at the same time. So I have like an unlimited supply of these boxes here. I'm going to explain 2 ways to do this.
Hmm.
First, we're going to go with the easy way. Um, probably, probably the most like the very much less nerve wracking part of it. With the size of this, what I can do I'm just going to tip this box on its side. I know darn well that this fits 2 base plates. Does it? Actually, hold on. They changed the size of this box. Hold on. We need to check that first. So the reason I'm not putting it in top down is I want to be able to get it from one end or the other. If this no longer fits 2 base plates, then this entire demonstration, oh, it doesn't. It kind of does, but you don't want it to kind of do. So we're going to go with the more difficult way. If you've got a box that's slightly bigger than this, sliding it in sideways and then being able to slide it in and out, I find is the easiest way to transport any of these without trying to damage them. Because when you have a box flipped up upright, like the normal way, what is this stuck on? There we go. About to push the entire cherry orchard off the top, and you have to reach into it from the top and pull out the mock. Let me zoom out a little bit here so you can see more of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that would be difficult to try to lift it out unless you
Yeah.
you did like the battery box thing and you had strings underneath it or something to lift it up by the strings. That just is too crazy.
Definitely.
We don't want to do that.
So, and again, since the size of this box is different than it was last year and doesn't exactly fit 2 base plates, let's see what's going to happen. I'll show you the process anyway, so that if you do have a box that you can do this with. And I learned this, I forget who was in the chat with us last week talking about taking package design classes. But first thing is first, I'm going to go ahead and move the creation itself out of the way so you can see what I'm doing with the box itself. And I'm going to set this on this so I can pick it back up easily. Did not do a dry run of this because not really easy to do so. I just got like a Craftsman here, just a pocket knife. And I cut the one end open. Be very careful with these, of course. If you don't know what you're doing with a knife, don't attempt this. I'm like shaking, so I should probably be a little bit more careful. Come on, get all the way through there. I just go ahead and carve down the front 2 sides. Now, one of the things this is going to do, it's going to make the box a little bit unstable. But what you're going for here is basically an easy place to slide this in. So close your knife, always be safe. And then what I do next is I take some wood glue and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to spread that on this side of it. Oops, I think this one I've used a lot. Come on. Yikes. I need a new bottle. So I'll just get a little bit on each corner. A lot of times this doesn't take a lot to go a long way, but dang, it's really not coming out of here right now. So pretend it is, and then you want to hold that in place for about a minute to make sure that it dries. I'm not going to count to a minute right now. Just going to press this down as much as I can because I will be redoing this. And then what I use, did it pop right up?
It did, but put something heavy on it, of course. VMAC
Yeah.
Tac says that you don't have your whittling chip. That's a Boy Scout reference, of course, for using the knife in that way, but that's okay.
So I get these off Amazon. They're just like foam squares, and I put these in the bottom. They're about a base plate. They're like 10 by 10s, and I put them on the bottom. You can use anything for this. The reason I think this is important is if these are 10 by 10, then I'm really screwed. Because they go way outside the box. You can use anything that you get in packaging, like this, like the butcher paper that came in the box that I'm using right now. I get these in quite a few things that I have delivered when I'm getting like audio equipment and stuff. I hang on to all this stuff because it could always come in handy for making these what do you call them, custom boxes. Bubble wrap is a good one, of course. And I take a straight edge. Here's just a regular metal ruler. You could do this with an X-Acto knife. You don't have to use a pocket knife if you feel better using something like that. You score through the foam to get it down to the size you want. Once you have it scored, you pretty much bend it and go from there. Watch your fingers, of course, as you're holding the ruler in place, and just kind of do a bend, and then you can tear it. Not going to go through both
just like
pieces.
sheetrock.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
So then you got the size you want. I'm just going to use 2 of these for this example. You really don't need this to be too thick. You just want to have a little give so that when it's in a truck or an SUV and the shocks are bouncing all over the expressway, it has enough give so that when it's so that when it does bounce up and down, it's not completely rigid, because that's when it breaks. If it doesn't have anywhere to go, that's when it typically breaks. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the next phase here. And
Vielgar
that's putting.
suggests we're thinking outside the box, just as Monica Berry's Alexa thinks that she's doing. And Monica says she's got. Oh, there goes my Alexa talking to me. Monica Berry says I have a drawer full of cling wrap and shelf liner for packaging.
All right.
So
This is where it gets tricky.
looks like it fits pretty
And so I'm
well.
kind of
Let's
glad
see.
this. It does fit pretty well, but it doesn't have any give for it. So one thing I'll show you here that I'm not crazy about is it goes a couple studs past the edge of the box,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So we're gonna have to construct more of a box than this box usually lets me fit 2 base plates in, but they've obviously changed the size of the box. That's fine. I will show you how to deal with that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the height of the model, pushing around some foliage here, and ends are right about here, which is just about 5 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my knife.
Is it taller on the front side that you can't see right now?
What do you mean?
The side that's closest to your body looks like maybe
Hmm.
it's taller than the back side there.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Good call. Um,
So that,
so let's
make
see.
sure you
If I
don't
went a
cut it too
couple
short.
inches above what I have,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and go up to. I'm gonna mark it at 9 inches because that's 4 inches above this side, and I can see I got a taller side on my side, has been so helpfully pointed out. I'm just gonna score it so I can see where that is. It's easier for me to see these score marks. I'm used to looking for them. But if you would rather use a pen so that you actually see what's there, it might not be as easy for you if you're not used to looking for score marks to see where you cut already. You can use a straight edge. You can just eyeball this. You can go as far as to use, if you have one handy, a T-square,
A T
just a
square.
longer straight edge that you can hold up to where you got it. So I'm going to find my score marks, and actually my vision is starting to deteriorate here in my old age, so it's taking me a second to find it. There they are. Um, and so you're not going to cut all the way through. You're going to just score it so that you can bend it. La la la.
Mm-hmm.
So just do a shallow cut with the tip of your knife. And again, you can use one single side of a scissors. You can use
X-Acto blade.
X-Acto blade is very,
Yep.
very helpful in this. And you want to score the inside of where you're going to fold, not the outside. I'm not going to cut that far towards myself. And I'm going to do the same thing over here with the 9 inches. And again, I have this pressed in so far. So this is going to be trickier than I thought it was going to be to show it to you. But that's good because I can just demonstrate the concept
Yeah. Well, Mark's
a little bit better.
measuring that. Echo Buns / Eco
Oh,
Buns
yay!
says, I love the pink shirt, but VMAX says, get in line, Buns. You're not the first one who wants one of those. We have an ACOB alert.
Oh, ACOB is here.
They
Nice.
give us an evening, boys.
All right.
Vielgar says, did you just go underwater, Mark? No, but his microphone touched the edge of the box, but it was just for a second.
Yeah, my shoulder was then in the way of the microphone as I was reaching in there. So next thing I want to do, I can see where I've scored this at 9 inches and 9 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stab into the box there. And I'm going to cut the rest of this section to the top. Yeah.
Yep.
Question? Okay.
No, that was just the mic bouncing off the box.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll
Yeah,
try
it's
to
okay.
keep that clear. All right. So I'm just going to show these two sides.
There we go.
Now that you scored it there, it should bend easily where you've scored it. And so
Look
you've
at
created a
that.
new box.
Look at that.
And again, you're going to want to use the wood glue on this side. Now, when it comes to building the rest of this, I'm not going to do the whole thing right now because it'd take me a while, because then there's a lot of maths involved. But I'm going to do the same thing again. Let me see if you can see this part on there. I'm going to go ahead and flip this up. you're going to lengthen the box yourself. So just bring this up there, make sure it's not hitting the, okay. I'm going to take this, and if you're more comfortable with scissors, definitely use scissors at this point. The reason you want to make the box, again, longer than the mock itself, is you want to make sure that it has room to give. In case something does hit it, that will definitely obliterate it. And if it has room to move, it's more likely to survive. So I'm cutting through here. And this is where it gets a little tricky. And this is where I'm going to stop going through all of it. But the basic concept is, and I'll do a longer video of this so I can cut it and you guys aren't watching me measure and stuff like that. You're going to use this spot now to lengthen the box to where you want it. It's a couple inches too tall. So again, you're going to score it here. I'm just going to fold it for now so that now the box is longer. And then you're going to score this portion of it here so that it folds here. Actually, I can do that part at least. Where's my knife? It's closed on the table because I'm being safe. And now I'm going to use my left hand, which is not advised to score this. You should use your dominant hand when you're using a sharp object. So don't do as I say, not as I do. I'm just going to go score this. And so the new box is basically going to, where's my release here? I can't find it with my left hand. I'm so used to doing this with my right hand. Oh, there it is. Come on. All right. Yeah, right.
Yep.
But now
I was sweating a
pressure on
little bit
that.
there.
Fold this again. You're going to use your
Look
wood
at
glue
that.
on these sides, but you're going to leave this unglued so that you can leave this open and slide the mock out this way. Hopefully this is all making sense.
Yeah.
But what you're going to do once you do have the box together, and obviously we haven't done anything with this side yet, so it's not really going to work. You're going to use a lot of this, but you want to pack it. You want to pack every seam of this when it's all closed up. You want to pack every seam of this because if it does bounce and pieces break off, you don't want pieces coming out of your new seams to just get lost in your car or your rental truck or like between the cushions or whatever. But it allows you to be able to slide this out and not have to reach in from the top. And there's all sorts of other things you can do to make this even sturdier. If you've got like a piece like this, you can cut columns in it to put in the corners to make sure that there's nothing's going to crush it. If you work in art at all and you get canvases shipped to your house or any sort of like photography, like glass frames, picture frames that have like a of course, glass in them. They come with what are called frame shippers. Save those things. Those things are amazing. It's like 50 layers of glued cardboard that are glued into a 90-degree angle. Those things are gold when you're making custom boxes for something like this. Pardon me. And then that way you have something, because I used to use just plastic tubs. Whatever size plastic tub was big enough to fit whatever I had. And then you've got all this wasted space in your car. A lot more room for it to like flop around and do things you don't expect it to. I went to Brickworld Fort Wayne with a Christmas collaborative, my gingerbread pub, and somehow whatever janky U-Haul I had, the shocks were so bad. When I got there, it had shaken down into every single piece that mock was made out of. So that's when I stopped using plastic and started using custom boxes. Although Ben, I'm not completely
Custom
telling the
box.
truth because the gingerbread pub is still in that same plastic bin. It just has a lot more. Thank you. There we go. A lot more padding in it now. I have those foam pads on the bottom. As long as we're talking about getting ready for Brickworld, let us talk about the things you can still do if you're already registered. Registration is, of course, still open. Hopefully, you're all registered because we raised the price at the beginning of the month. If you're not already registered, let me show you what to do. Come on, Mark. Home Brickworld. Here we are. You're going to go to the Brickworld website and you go to this handy convention registration button right here. It's going to take you to a site called Cvent, and you can hit the register now button. It'll talk you through that process. Pardon me. I was talking for a long time, and I'm the reason my title today is barometric pressure is because my allergies are driving me insane. Um, and let's see, where did I put it? Here it is. You've been gone for a while. Don't make me log back in. I'm never gonna find my confirmation number. So if you're already registered, you hit this button here, already registered, put in your email address and your confirmation number. And I am gonna have to find my confirmation number real quick so that I can show you guys how exactly to do this. Um, there are several things we can still do with our registration if you haven't been able to yet, including request a display space, which you'll be on a wait list. We will hope to get you in. We cut it off early this year so that we can do some more work on it and make sure that we have the map out earlier. So don't be afraid at this point. The longer you let it go, the less likely you will be able to
Here, Mark.
register for the show. I got it.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Um, all right, so you're already registered. You come to this page after hitting the already registered button that I just showed you. Put in your email address, your confirmation number. If you can't find your confirmation number, go to your email and search for Cvent. It should be able to bring up your confirmation email, and that has your confirmation number in it. If the space request form is still right here, you can try to book your room for here, but you probably are not going to be able to get it, unfortunately. Um, there's many hotels nearby that have great rates. I would say there is information on the website for calling the reservations line directly, and you may have better luck there. Otherwise, you're paying full price, which is almost double what you pay with the group rate. So apologies for that selling out as early as it did. It's just that Brickworld has some high demand right now, which is fantastic for us. But if you go to your modify registration, I go through and ask you to confirm all your personal information. Then you hit next, and it gives you all of these great pre-purchase items. Unfortunately, the event exclusive set is sold out. We're about to cut off the brick badge order because we have over 800 brick badges ordered. So we only have about, let's say, about 10 days left until we cut that off. But we've got these until May 15th, the Sig Fig lanyard case and the MP12 case from Brickshell Cases, which we'll go over when we talk about our sponsors. You can get any of those items down here. Oh, yes, capacity full. And there you go. If you have anything else you need to do, we should have mock card registration still open. I didn't see it, but it's just 7 days away till I'm on here again, showing what you can do getting ready for Brickworld Chicago. So that's my entire rant for the evening of getting ready for Brickworld Chicago. I usually don't do that much in a row. That's the most I've been on screen, just me, since I had to host the show by myself.
Matt wants to know those minifig cases. Is there a set number available? And if not, what is the order deadline? I know I ordered 4 of them, so
Yep. There is not a set number available. He will make as many as are ordered before May 15th.
And that pink Brickworld shirt seems like it'll be a hot seller. It's about the 4th person who's asked. They might end up being available.
So Dee's Bricks got these made for us and brought them to Milwaukee. And he was just like, hot pink's crazy, right? And I was just like, I think he knew we were all gonna like it, but he's like, I thought you'd like this color. I'm like, I love this color, and I put it on immediately. And then every other example he got, somebody from the staff took. And then people just all weekend were like, how dare you wear that and not be able to sell it? So it's definitely going to be one of our colors. I believe we're also looking at some other fun colors. I'm trying to finish the artwork so that we can have artwork T-shirts this year, which we haven't had for the last couple of years. Since I bought the company, there has not been a Brickworld artwork T-shirts for sale. Sorry, everyone. It's been really hard for me to catch up.
In terms of other things to brings to Brickworld,
yeah.
Besides boxes, what else do you think people should consider bringing?
Drink water while you're there.
Water, good idea.
Bring a water bottle. If not, we have Brickworld water bottles for sale at the show. But definitely stay hydrated. I mean, you're going to be on your feet and you're going to be awake a lot. Bring a brick separator. I don't know. You'd think that I would have like really quick advice for this. What do you think, Ben? You've been there a number of times.
Yeah. So
thank you. Put me on the spot.
if you're going to have something powered, make sure you bring a surge protector. Usually don't plug surge protectors into other surge protectors, but bring one. It's useful usually to have a surge protector that has USB ports on it in case you want to charge something that's USB powered, because that's everything nowadays. I would also consider bringing a makeup brush or two
Yes, good
to dust
call.
things. You can get a whole case of these things at Walmart for $10 or whatever. If
They
you're a Walmart supporter or not, wherever you want to go.
I hate to interrupt you because that's a really great point, but Stud Sidious has designed a Brickworld Fabuland mashup shirt that we're
Ooh,
working on finalizing, and I'm really excited about working out the details with him so that we can announce that.
that deserves
Um,
new.
yeah, and there's a goo. This isn't anything about the shirt, but it's more about your makeup brush. There's a goo. I forget what it's called. I know
Yeah,
that
it's like a putty.
Richard. Yes, yes, and I used it. I had it for a very short amount of time. I don't think it was the flood that made me lose it. I think just me made me lose it.
Hmm.
But it worked really well, especially on mocks that hadn't been out for a while. Just picking up all the dust off them and keeping everything clean. What's up, baby?
Yeah, there are
Hi.
there are chairs in the hall.
Yeah.
They aren't the worst quality chairs. They aren't the best quality. So some people do bring in folding chairs. That's really up to you. You will still have a place to sit, but they're not necessarily the most comfortable at all times. If
Bring
you
a
have anything
sweatshirt.
that's battery powered, bring some batteries.
It's going to be June and it's going to be 90 degrees in Chicago, but the air conditioning is on in the hall all day and we have the hall open 24/7, so it gets really cold in there. So if you want to
Does
stay in
get a
the
little
hall all
chilly.
night,
Yep,
just bring some sort of pullover or something.
it's not a bad idea.
Extra
Um,
batteries. Yep.
Extra batteries. You can bring in some Dots pretzels, of course.
Yeah, of course you can.
That is a great idea. Paige suggests that you bring an extra pair of socks. Yeah, I have ruined
Oh,
pairs of shoes.
one extra pair
Um,
won't cover it. I knew she was going to run into
right.
all
At
this.
least one extra pair of socks for sure.
It's not easy to get around in here right now, sweetheart.
So those are some of the things
Where's Daddy?
that I would suggest. It's also not bad to bring a pen and a piece of paper in case you need to make any notes
She's
about anything.
duck. Oh no, there she is. Good
A
girl.
lot of people are
Sorry.
probably doing that on their phones these days, but sometimes, you might have someone in the public that keeps asking you something or says, what's your Instagram account? Some people make up cards for that.
Mhm.
Some people have brick built QR codes like I'm using now. So if you do want to promote your Instagram or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Have someone do
honestly,
that.
I think the best one of the best pieces of advice we've gotten so far from the Tainted is bring an extra pair of socks. I'm there for 7 days. I get there for Monday. I leave the following Monday. I bring 14 pairs of socks and underwear because like you just want like I wear this shirt basically the whole time.
Yep.
And the same shorts, but the
Snacks
underclothing,
doesn't
snacks.
doesn't just have to be Dots, but Dots recommended.
Hey, we've got food trucks again this year.
Awesome. I'm excited
Yes,
for
we
that.
just confirmed it. I'm so excited for it because we have some new food trucks this year that we didn't have last year,
Hmm.
um, including I think Toasty Cheese and the poutine truck will be there. I think
Hmm.
Wednesday night. I don't quote me on that. But we'll make an announcement about the actual schedule of the food truck soon. I'm
Yeah,
excited that we're able to provide that again
I'm
because as
excited
much as
for
like
that.
there's a bunch of stuff right down the street, but like getting down the street is not always the easiest, and sometimes you just don't want to leave.
You don't want to leave.
There's so much. I mean, there's too much FOMO if you leave the property for an hour.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cheese on top 17.
What's up, cheese on top 17?
Yeah, every day carry, LOL. The Brickworld everyday carry. What do you bring with you?
Oh
A
yeah.
backpack full of stuff. VMAX has a good camera. A lot of people do
Oh yeah.
phones, but a good camera, especially if you want to take some pictures for World of Lights,
Yes.
can be really good to have a
Oh,
camera that you can control.
and if you have room for it, therefore a tripod. Tripods are excellent for getting pictures at World of Lights. Because you really want it to be as still as possible to make sure that like whatever type of camera you have is getting all that. They have some really nice iPhone or mobile phone tripods that are just like the real small ones, like tabletop tripods that are helpful for that.
Yep. This is a good reminder, and Jesse, I'm gonna have to give Jesse a shout out
Yes,
here. When
yes.
I'm taking things off my mocks to pack them, I put the extra pieces usually in the 2 gallon Ziplocs. I use the big boys. Maybe they're not even called 2 gallons; they're called extra large or whatever. I
The freezer
always end up
bags.
needing like 3 more when I'm
Yes.
leaving than when I came, and I don't know why. So bring some
Honestly,
extras.
and like the one thing I would say about that is like that gingerbread pub I was referring to. every time I put it back together, it sheds more pieces. Like I have an entire freezer bag full of parts that I'm like, it looks complete. I don't know where these parts ever went.
Yeah, I don't know.
And in that case, I would say if you're bringing a sedan or a truck and you have room for it, bring your own personal cart, because we do have a limited number of carts that we can offer to the public. And we do get several of them from the Renaissance, and then our table supplier leaves theirs. But if you just want to be able to go whenever you please, have yours with your name on it. Do not let go of it ever. Don't leave it. Don't lend it out to anybody either. I like being nice to people. I like helping people out, but don't let out your carts. Don't do it. And then you can have a cart to go from the event hall floor to your hotel room if you're staying on property, which helps a lot because yeah, everything's attached, but that hotel is far from the event floor. The hotel isn't far. The elevator is far. It's the longest distance inside the building you can walk is
Mhm.
from the event hall to the hotel elevators for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, so here's a couple other things that came in. Let's see here. Some cash to buy things. You don't necessarily always need cash, but it's never bad to have a little bit of cash. Most people do, you know, Square, Square or whatever. They take cards of some variety. Brick Orphanage says a Portillo's food truck. There are plenty of Portillo's around, but that would be fun if they had one. I don't even know if they do. Jesse says, the Ziplocs are also good for parts drafts. You'll have to excuse Mark. He's playing with the dog. Um, and then let's see here. Team B asked, do you need to bring your own chair for behind the table? No, you do not, Team B, especially if you're coming from Australia. Uh, they do have chairs there. They are folding in nature, as you might guess. They're not bad. But if you want a little extra comfort, you can bring your own. Probably not from Australia, though.
There is, by the way, not only that Portillo's, the opposite way down the street, like away from Woodfield Mall, there's a Culver's like 2 minutes down the road. That is a great place
Yes,
to go,
we've
especially if
been
you
there.
got yes, yeah, we took the Yerbricks crew there
Yep,
one year.
that's where we
Um,
go.
it's really close and they're open really late and they have custard and cheeseburgers and fries and cheese curds and yeah, it's a great like late night junk food place to like fill you up in case you need to like stay up till 3 in the morning to like repair your build or finish your build or whatever you're doing or just
Yeah.
hang out.
Yep. There's also some apparently great gimbals and other things. There's also somebody saying shooting sticks instead of tripods. So there's some
Yeah,
stabilizing gizmos that you can get and bring
this is
if
great
you want
advice,
to.
Ben. We're
I,
giving some really good advice. It's
this
like
is
we've
like
been there.
this is an amazing topic.
Yeah, good topic.
Um, so yeah, lots of people suggesting that kind of stuff. Cheese on top says that there's a ramen restaurant next to the Culvers, perhaps. So that
Oh,
sounds
is there
fun.
now? Oh,
Yep.
that's yeah. Ramen's been a big
Why not?
flash in the pan. Yeah,
And you can get cheese
hopefully
curds
it's
in the
good.
Culvers, of course.
Yep, yep, yep.
So
I said that.
there's also Medieval Times, which
There
ACOB
is.
is going to be hosting an event for
Oh my god.
as
I
well.
think that might be unofficial.
That
So
might
you
be
just have to be
unofficial.
like keep your ear to the ground for that.
Yeah,
But you
I
can
know
make your
I'm
own.
going Wednesday for my son's birthday. The first night we're in, I'm going to throw the collaborative out of the truck into Tim's waiting arms, and then I'm going straight to Medieval Times, I think.
Oh, you won't have to like
So
throw it too far because he'll be standing on the curb tapping his toe.
probably,
Where is it at?
probably.
he's
So
he's good at leading the collaborative. Nobody else could lead our group.
that's
Nobody.
true. We're
I
we're a little
couldn't.
scatterbrained.
And we don't like
Jesse
being led.
suggests maybe you can also bring mechs because someone will say a mock needs more mech. That's true. We have a
Maybe you could
banner
do
for
that.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Needs more mech is a popular refrain. You know what else would be great if someone could bring a medieval hoodie.
Oh my God. Does somebody
Um,
have one of those? That
I
would be
haven't seen one,
fantastic.
but it would be our
Hmm.
thing. Oh, Matt says they did medieval times last year. It was good fun. So that's
Yeah,
good.
I grew up in the Midwest, and so medieval times has always been more of a joke to me than like I've never been to it. I cannot believe how much fun they had. They talk about it all the time on
Oh,
ACOB.
it's great for kids. I,
What
I
is going on?
okay, so I have a younger sister.
They're not
She's
kids, they're all in their 30s and 40s.
well, listen to this. I have a sister. She's 3 years younger than me. She was always known when we'd go on family trips for being the crabby one. So we decided we were going to medieval times somewhere. I was a kid. There's jousting, obviously, when you go there,
Yeah.
among other things.
You get to eat with your
and
hands.
eat with your hands. She was just so cross, just sitting here like this the whole time.
She was
We got
cross.
her.
She was cross, was she?
She was
She was
super
cross.
cross. When we got her into medieval times and they introduced our knight and they started doing the jousting, my sister had been skulking around all day. Stands up when our knight is jousting and she shouts, "Bash his head in!" It was the funniest thing ever. She's just like, "I'm not gonna have any fun," and then she's up yelling, "Bash the guy's head in!" cheering for our knight. So,
That's
um,
awesome.
Chandra Maycobb has a medieval times obsession. Yeah,
Yeah,
enjoyed it
no,
last year. They're going
makes
back
perfect
again
sense.
this year, I believe. So there you go. There's some ideas of some things to bring to Brickworld. Maybe we'll have some more great ideas, but those are some of my favorites
Hmm.
among some other suggestions from the Tainted.
Yeah, that was a great conversation. Thank you, Tainted. You guys
Thank
are
you,
awesome.
Tainted.
We love you. All of you.
So here we go. Back on stage. So there we go. There's our bringing thingings and our boxes.
Yeah.
Now let's talk
Hey,
blast off. We went a little long today on our non-Lego news topics, but it
yeah,
was
and
it was
let's
good.
go. Let's go even longer because before we talk about news,
Let's do it.
let's talk about all of those sponsors who we love so much. Let's start here. We're going to start with Little Bricks Charity. You guys have probably seen this guy on social media. He's the guy who does the brick walk, dumps a bunch of Lego on the floor and walks across it. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, I believe he walked a mile on Lego bricks to raise awareness for his charity. And he brings Lego bricks to sick children. And then when he's done with his brick walks, he challenges a number of people to do so. It's kind of like it's kind of like a pen pal thing or a chain letter thing, where it's like you see him do it, you challenge somebody else, and that person does it, and they challenge somebody else, just to raise awareness for his charity. We also have Bricks of Hope, which is very similar. And this number changed since the last time we visited here. This number is now at 1,847,222 individual bricks now in the hands of sick children, thanks to Bricks of Hope. If you have time, you have the means, check these guys out. Two really amazing charities. If you would like to support joy in the lives of sick children, please support these two charities. I need to catch up with both of them, but hopefully they will be at Chicago this year. If even if they're not at Chicago this year, great part of the AFL community, care a lot about Lego community itself, but also care about these sick children and have done a lot to bring joy to their lives. Brickshell Cases, of course, as we talked about earlier, they're bringing some really cool stuff to Chicago, as I just demonstrated. If you want to go back and replay the live stream later, you can see how to get two very exclusive Brickworld 2024 Brickshell Cases with your registration this year. But look at what these guys are doing. I think they've got the corner on this market right now, but I think it's needed. I think AFOLs are going to love this. This is my favorite here. The wall-mounted minifigure display case with a magnetic front. They also have podiums that just sit out on your shelf or your end table, whatever. They have several branded ones, like this one for the Muppet Show. I believe somewhere in here still they have a Fabuland one. I have it sitting right next to me right now. But it's when they started working with me and learned that I liked Fabuland, they made a Fabuland case. Great guys. They also really love the community. There it is. You can buy a Fabuland case. They also have some pretty cool stuff when it comes to uh, different Star Wars ships, the Ornithopter, different ways to. Oh, this is new again, Ben. Look at this. They have a branded Ornithopter that you can mount this on the wall. It's a very giant set, maybe hard to display, but if you just want to mount this to your wall, you can hang it there. Really great stuff. These are the products that they are going to have available exclusively to Brickworld guests this year. The Brickworld 2024 branded uh, Sigfig lanyard case. No minifigure included in that, but if you see what this does, you can put your Sigfig in it and then wear it all weekend. You see this lanyard
Oh,
here. It comes with a Brickworld and Brickshell cases branded lanyard that you can fit your badge on as well. If you know Brickworld, you know you have to wear your badge all weekend. You can wear your sig fig and your badge all weekend. And as Larry, or perhaps it was Jesse, pointed out last time, their sig fig always falls off their brick badge. So to have it in a lanyard case that you have with you the entire time, if you have rare parts in your sig fig, you know they're going to be secure inside your sig fig lanyard case. You can buy that on the site pre-purchase. You can pick it up at Brickworld, $19.99, or you can get yourself an MP12 case, also branded with Brickworld Chicago 2024. Also, no minifigs included, but this is $59.99. It has the Brickworld Chicago 2024 branded on the front, and then the artwork for the show with the theme "Let's Go Exploring" on the back. And this holds 12 minifigures in it. Again, these are made of laser cut acrylic, very sturdy, very easy to put together. If you can put it together a Lego set, you can put one of these together. These are our new friends. I really believe in them. I think they're going to really make they have new product every couple weeks. They are really understanding the Lego community, really wanting to know what the Lego community wants and trying to provide it for them. They are sweet Derby Bricks, and I think they're just going to get sweeter because they are listening to the Lego community and trying to create products that they think that we're going to want. And so far, they seem really correct to me in what they're thinking. ACOB sitting in the chat right now. ACOB, couple of brickheads, big supporter of our stream. We have like a year-long promotion from ACOB because they talk about it multiple times every week on their stream. You can catch them Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Central. They talk a lot of Star Wars, but they also talk a lot of Lego. They love the community. They talk about all aspects of it, and just a couple of fun, laid-back guys. And they're very, very fun, very broy. Great energy. You're gonna have a good time if you stop by and see what they're all about. D's Bricks. This is a gentleman who's been helping Brickworld out a lot. He's working for me now, drumming up sponsorships for the expos and the convention itself. But he's got his own Lego store, so he's been supporting me. So you guys, please go support him. All the pieces I showed tonight in those bags that I had purchased because I needed to build this quickly are from D's Bricks. He's got a great selection on Bricklink. Big As Bricks is his store on Bricklink. That's BIGASBRICKS. But he also has this storefront, dsbricks.com, and he's got some really reasonable prices on Lego sets. So check him out if you're into buying Lego sets or Lego pieces. And Mohawk, Super Hawk Bricks. They are also a big supporter of Brickworld. They've been doing all the interactive displays at our expos, and we are making room for them to do the interactives this year at Chicago. It's not taking up display space. They're going to be in one of the ballrooms so that kids and guests of all ages can experience the fun activities that they bring to the shows. I mean, just check out this video alone when you have a chance. They have made disc golf. They've made disc frisbees out of Lego leaf parts, and they've also made basketballs. Just a couple of fun people that really know how to have a good time. Really been great to our Brick World guests. You guys know these guys. They've been doing a lot for us as well. They're at all of our shows. Bricker Builds, if you guys are into some pretty badass stuff that is not produced by the Lego group, go check out brickerbuilds.com. They've made some amazing sets, and they are all about bringing fun to the Lego community. Appreciate them a lot. And that's all I got this week. That was probably one of the most verbose. I was trying to be concise, but I love these guys, so I got a little passionate. Maybe I went on a little long. Hopefully, we didn't lose any viewers. We're like, yeah, you guys talk to us about these guys all the time. But this is a great group of people, and I truly believe in them. They support us. We support them. And so, thank you for listening to that. And hopefully, that you guys will get some good interaction with the Lego community, Lego fan community, in interacting with the people that I just brought up.
They're very friendly, and you'll definitely find them at Brickworld if you try.
100%.
They don't hide.
They
They're
do not
willing
hide.
to engage with you everywhere. You can find brickshell cases at Bricks and Minifigs as well as on their website.
Yep.
And of course, the sponsorship or the not sponsorship, the joint venture with Brickworld.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You may even find them in our merchandise booth this year. They'll have their own booth, but we are connected.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very
I'm excited
awesome.
about that.
All right, for the Lego news. Oh, I don't know why that got soloed, but that's fine. Our Lego news headline title is Blast Off, and let's bring
Are we going to
this
talk
up
about?
here.
Oh,
Hold
okay.
on there.
I thought we were going to talk about I thought we were going to talk about a leak for the first time.
Well, we are going to talk about that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess this is just, not letting me show us on here. It's just soloing it. But
Oh, here.
okay.
I got you.
Well, I think I got it. I
That's the
found the
button I
button.
was gonna hit.
I found the
I'm
button.
getting close to being good at this.
Okay, May the 4th coming up in just a couple weeks.
So, real
The
quick, Derby Bricks asks, "Is there any live music at Brickworld this year? The Fold was great last year." We will have announcements about that soon.
Very
Thanks for
soon.
asking.
Okay, so here we go. The big May the 4th reveal, the one we hadn't seen yet, is the UCS set. The UCS set is the TIE Interceptor, and this, of course, relates back to one of the very first UCS
Oh
sets they had.
God.
They had an X-wing and a TIE Interceptor. The TIE Interceptor, the first one they made, very interesting in that it was black and blue and old dark gray. But why was it blue? I don't know.
Yeah.
Now they have gone back and given us a
Oh,
new
pardon
version
me.
of the Interceptor, this time in the
Beautiful.
more
Yeah.
appropriate light bluish gray and black color scheme. So lots of new techniques to get that rounded shape and the pointed wings and all that fun stuff.
So Ben,
Yeah,
do you remember when the tie interceptor came out, the first UCS one?
yes, I have it.
Did, did you get it? Oh,
I
okay.
do.
So
I
you
have
have
it.
it. I'm
Yep.
sorry. You literally just answered. I was 23 and I was working as a bouncer at a bar. And one of the nights that we like stayed after work and like had some shift drinks and then went to our sister bar, um, I ordered it in a blackout. And when it showed up, I cried because I didn't remember ordering it. One, I was so happy. But
Yeah.
then when I saw, I was like, who sent this to me? And then when I saw I had ordered it myself, I was like, that was like rent money.
Oh,
Yeah. So I have like a little bit, this is a little triggering for me.
yeah.
But it was one of those things where I'm like, if the UCS sets pass, they're gonna cost so much. And
Yeah.
you got to do it now. And
Were
I
they
think this is a great
were they
design.
$100 when they first came out, or were they $200? Do you remember
I
the first
I want to
ones?
say it was like 130 because I
Okay.
think at the time I was paying because I lived in a two-bedroom apartment with four people. I think I was paying $135 for rent,
Okay. Wow.
which is crazy. You
Not
can't do that in
bad.
Chicago
That's
anymore.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this was 2003, 2004. The first
And
one came
plenty
out,
of yeah, and plenty of uh of friends to live with as well. So yeah.
and we didn't live in the best neighborhood.
Yeah, I actually went back. I got the TIE Interceptor. I don't know if it was for Christmas or what it was. I went back later and purchased the X-wing. I believe I got that one used, and some of the stickers were kind of faded and peeling off. But here's the new one. I think this is appropriate since we've had several versions, or two or three versions of a UCS X-wing now.
Yeah.
That we're kind of getting this correction, and we're going back to the original trilogy with a TIE fighter that sort of fixes what I think was a great set. Still had a lot of great details, but maybe a little bit of a black mark in the fact that it had the blue on it. The first
Right.
TIE fighter they released as a system set also had the blue, so it was
Yeah.
like a thing they were doing,
Yeah.
but it never made that much sense. I don't know. On some of the pictures, they almost had a greenish hue, the TIE fighters did, but never blue. Well, maybe really light blue, but not the blue they were using.
Do
So
you know
this is a lot better.
what VMAC means by this? Artemis 6 years late and over budget.
We'll talk about the next.
Oh yeah, right. I
Yes.
sent you that picture. Stud
Yeah.
Sidious. Stud Sidious. Love this guy. Can't wait to show you this T-shirt that we've been talking about. Says that recent '80s themed ideas contest was great. Submissions were awesome. Where was that?
Like, I don't know that anything's actually been released on that yet
Oh, interesting.
officially.
Okay.
But they're doing so now. Lego and Target, in particular, have been doing contests and things. So we got the Viking Village.
I did not know that. Oh, I knew that.
Um,
Okay, okay.
so
So
they're
they had another
continuing to
one,
do those kind of things.
80s
So
themed.
yeah, 80s themed. Let's see here. The other thing with the TIE Interceptors, they have a bunch of gifts with purchase. The one that's probably the most interesting in some sense, Lord, let's see if I can zoom in on this a bit. Okay, I don't know what that's all about. but I do have a thing that'll let me zoom in on it here.
This
One
is the
second.
maple of the Star Wars universe. Like this should be a standalone set. There's a lot going on here. I cannot believe this is a gift with purchase.
Yeah, gift with purchase set.
What?
Um, a lot of love going out for this one.
How?
They also have a couple other
Yeah.
things, a medallion of some sort, and a couple other deals. They might have like a polybag ATST or something, but this is the big one that people are interested in
We saw this with
here.
maple.
So
There are pieces in that set, let alone maple, that are only available in that poly bag, and I believe there's a couple of molds here that are only available in these colors in this gift with purchase.
mhm.
Let alone like the
Apparently,
droid commander.
only the '80s thing was official Lego. They had Goonies and Labyrinth and Dark Crystal.
Dark crystal.
I'm
Oh my
trying to get my
gosh.
kids to watch Labyrinth, so
All
we'll
right.
see.
So I'm glad that they clarified that because I was about to say, what was your favorite 80s Lego set, Ben? Because I was thinking like Main Street and like the Public Works. Like I thought they
Yes,
were
like
like,
pop
no,
culture
like
stuff.
pop culture stuff.
Yep.
I would love to see some Dark Crystal sets.
Well, and then they had the revival a couple years ago. They
That was
still did
so
them
good.
like the
It got
were
canceled.
they yeah, were they puppets? Is that what
Roger,
they
Roger. Oh yeah,
were?
yeah. It was Jim Henson. I
Yeah.
think there was quite a combination of puppets and CGI,
Okay.
but it was good. Age of Resistance.
Okay.
I highly recommend it. They canceled it after one season. It's a complete story. You can tell that they wanted to
Okay.
keep going if they
Yeah.
could. But I mean, fans of that movie have been clamoring for some new content for a long time. Same with what's the David Bowie Labyrinth? Yeah, he just said
Labyrinth.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, and they don't not every reboot or remake is a hit. It's good to know our Dark Crystal seemed like it was interesting.
Sounds like
And
Stud Sidious has an idea that he'd like to
so
build, but he'd also like to see someone else build it.
never never ending story. What's the
Pop-up
end?
book
How
that
does that end again?
opens into a diorama, like the old ideas pop-up book. Well, yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that would be fantastic. Let's see somebody do it.
Yeah. So if
Like,
you're a Star Wars guy, this is what you got.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
But
I wouldn't mind that.
this is the leak, and
There it
we
is.
heard. Oh, we'll zoom out. We heard a little report from somebody saying it's too late and too expensive.
It was
Right
VMAC.
here, VMAC
There he is.
Artemis, 6 years late and over budget, but here we have one. Um, a little bit of a launch pad for the Artemis space launch system.
So real quick before we go on with this, Realgar says that he was sad that they canceled Dark Crystal, and then Alternate Candace says, "Love Dark Crystal, but haven't seen the remake. It's not a remake; it's a prequel.
Yeah, I think it's on
That's why you
Disney
should
Plus. It's a series, isn't it?
do not pass." It was on Netflix.
Oh, Netflix. Isn't 6 or 8 episodes or something? Isn't it
Yeah,
a couple episodes?
and Matt didn't really
So,
know the original movie, and he watched it. It was his choice to watch it every night. We watched it in 8 days or 6 days, however many episodes it is. But fantastic, really great way to like expand the mythology. I really loved it.
okay. Something worth watching. I don't know if my kids will be into it. I always found the puppets a little off-putting, but if you
Yeah,
like it, you like it, I think.
yeah, it's like HR Puffin stuff. Like I don't know why people thought that was comforting. I thought it was nightmare fuel. Stud City says
Yeah.
he would build the mock he was describing. He's just too busy with art. Okay, yeah, great.
Okay.
Exactly. That's kind of what I assumed is why you were wishing for it instead of saying like I'm working on this. Maybe you'll make one someday. All right. Well, maybe someone will listen to you and grant you the mock that you're looking for. I don't have
There's
time for it.
there's no day like today. Let's see here. On the Artemis, a couple of things that I noticed. They're using
10 episodes.
they're using coaster track as kind of these ladders and scaffoldings. I've
Nice.
done that a few times in some of my mocks, so it's good to see it here. I think a lot of this work here is reminiscent of the latest Eiffel Tower. So I
hmm
think they took a lot of those kind of lessons to
As long as
build the
they're
tower itself.
And as long as they have the molds in production, why not?
Yeah. So some cool things on this. It's 3,600 pieces, so it's going to be a big set. Will probably be expensive. I don't know the price off the top of my head. I bet the chat probably does.
I was going to
But
ask,
there it is.
and VMAC went ahead and just answered it without me asking. Thank you for reading my mind. He says Artemis is a great addition to the NASA sets, except Starship left it in the dark. I'd rather see a Falcon 9. Thank you
Okay.
for clarifying. Yep, I was wondering what why you thought it was too late. Now I get it. Um, yes, the show about the making of the Netflix Dark Crystal was very interesting as well. I agree with that. See, I with Stud Sidious on a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm not always into like the making of the series, but sometimes they're very interesting. They did one for Star Wars that was or Star Trek that was narrated
Oh,
by our friend William Shatner about the next generation, which was actually really interesting.
yeah,
So
that's when the
sometimes they
series
do some cool
actually
things.
was successful.
Yeah,
Brick Orphanage says Artemis is a must buy. Definitely want a Falcon 9, but we'll probably have to wait for it to be retired for Starship.
who knows? But here we go. Nice big set. A leak at this point. I don't know that we know a price. Maybe someone's heard it. I want to see some higher depth pictures. It looks like it's probably dark orange and orange on the body of the ship, but we won't know until we see better pictures. And Mark will say, "We're not gonna guess until we see it." So we'll see.
The kid who played the baby in Labyrinth was an artist on the Dark Crystal.
Wow, that's interesting. He's just a
What?
baby in Labyrinth. I mean, it's not like he does anything.
I thought I watched that, but I must not have because I think that would be one of those facts that sticks in the back of my head.
Well, I
That's
mean,
really
it's
cool.
it's not like he was. It's not like the little baby was like a real actor in Labyrinth. I mean, he was a baby. He was really young, but still
But it
interesting.
was still the same DNA, like the
Yeah,
same collection of cells.
interesting.
Yeah.
VMAX guess is that it's because it's not licensed, it'll only be 229. At that price, won't be so bad for 3,600 pieces, but who knows?
Alternate candidate also says been hearing that it's going to be priced absurdly well, but seems to be too good to be true.
All right, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, only time will tell. Let's not argue about what colors are in there because you may lose a maple poly bag. Studsidia says his father was the guy who did all the illustrations and concept art for the Labyrinth and Dark
And Dark
Crystal.
Crystal.
So
Okay.
it runs in the family. So they're like, hey, you have a baby. Can we throw it in? Like, can we have David Bowie kidnap it in like
Hmm.
a really tight codpiece?
Yeah. You were interested in David Bowie. I was interested in Jennifer Connelly. We could still watch it together.
I didn't know. David Bowie freaked me out in that movie. Older David Bowie, I
Yeah,
like, yes, that
he's
David Bowie like freaks me the hell out. Yeah. I'm not a
he's
fan. Not
definitely
a fan
more
of that.
the yeah the very punk look going. Punk's not really the right word, but
Yeah,
the
it was like pre-goth punk.
yes,
Yeah.
yep. Well, that's very cool. So there we have it. That's the biggest news. We're still waiting on a few leaks to be confirmed. The biggest one is the Lord of the Rings set. We still haven't
Yeah.
seen the finals or any leaks on that yet, but
And what I hear
in
most
theory, it should
people
be soon.
I hear most people complaining about that we haven't seen any images of the August Animal Crossing wave yet.
Oh yeah,
Eh,
I hear that all the time.
Almost everyone I talk to.
Yes, I've heard that from exactly one person, but I talk to him often.
What characters are going
So
to be in there, people keep saying, and pounding their fists like this. Like, what minifigures are we going to get
we're
in
getting
those
some
August
labyrinth,
sets?
quotes in here. Monica agrees with you. Freaked out in the labyrinth too by
Yeah.
David.
Yes. Yeah.
Zelda news. We've seen the leaked pictures of the tree.
Yeah.
Still not a real official one, but it's definitely coming. I have zero doubt that the Zelda set will come.
Echo Buns, it's beautiful. Like, just Google leaked Zelda tree
Yeah.
thing. You'll come up with it. Yeah, it's a gorgeous set. If
Yeah.
that's real.
I am quite certain it is.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like it. Huh.
So there we go. There's our
Yeah, here
our
we
big
are.
leaks at least.
Yeah, our and we don't often discuss leaks on here. So, but I mean, that one was like
Down at no
some
watermark. It's
some jackass who worked at an airport gift shop put it out with the Titanic, and everyone was like, "Cleek, cleek, cleek." What are you gonna do at that point?
mhm.
Cleek, cleek, cleek. That's how it goes.
If it's there, it's there, right?
Don't shatter my hopes. All right. I was hoping to raise them, but yeah, check it out. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, you'll
Um,
you'll you'll see it. It's a tree. So yes, we're getting
can't miss it.
more labyrinth quotes out there.
I saw that movie exactly one time.
It's interesting movie.
Fascinating. D&D
Yeah.
CMF series, real or rumor? It's
Real.
real
Mm.
because I haven't seen Lego jump on a leak like that. You can't find it now. So the images were out, and then Lego came and like busted some B for balls, and everyone was like, "Ow!"
100% real. That's
Mm-hmm.
definitely coming out. And
100%.
I know that I went and picked up the D&D set on release day. There were some nerds, and I say that with all love and respect, in the Lego store who were buying the D&D set just for the D&D. You know, they were telling people, "No, I don't have a Lego Insider membership." So it's the thing. Just seems legit for the Zelda set. Yes, that is definitely happening. I don't have any doubts.
I love this.
So,
Stud said that the D&D CMF is Reek, and I was
Reek.
like, no, that's Game of Thrones. Stop confusing people. Sorry. Took a screenshot of the figs. They were pretty rad. I didn't get to see them. I tried to bring. I was excited about them when Jesse and Ben told me about them. I'm like, no, I'll Google it. I'm sure it's still out there somewhere. Nope. Have not seen. The list is still out there. Stash is here. It says the Deku tree looks Deku tree. Deku.
Whatever it
I've only
is.
ever read
Cool
it.
looking
Yeah,
tree.
looks legit. D&D is legit. Made it disappear really fast. Yes, exactly. Um, Mark Sickfick. Want to see mine?
You're sick, Vic? I don't want to see anything that's sick on you.
Yeah, mine. Yeah,
No.
me either. I do have like an ingrown hair right here, but if you want to see that, I can look mine up. I can't find the freaking pieces. Echelbun says it was so fun playing D&D at Brickworld with the Lego set, and yes, we got video of that. We're gonna add that to our What is Brickworld video. Well, watching everyone play, yeah, you did. Are you not a big enough of a nerd, Echelbuns, to play D&D?
Yeah, I watch
Creepy
since Jesse's
comfort.
here. We can always throw out. He uses the set to play on Critical Bricks on Friday nights, starting at 8 o'clock now. That cuts down on the Friday night Bricks episode. They only go for about an hour, then they move over to Critical Bricks. I like to go in there and say silly things, and everybody loves it. So
Everybody.
everyone who watches enjoys all of my silliness, I think. The last couple of times they've had Larry after we broke his the first time after we broke his castle, he went in there and put up comments for people, and then I'd get some back and forth with Larry going on some of those. But they always go for quite a while, but it's pretty cool. Creepy comfort.
Yeah, I love this comment that we just got from alternate candidate. I wonder how often we'll use this sticker, but like it seems to wrap up several things from the 80s in my brain.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I imagine that we might have use for it sometime in the near future. Creepy comfort. I love the concept. I love the term that's been applied to the concept.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. 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 Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my bad.
That's okay.
So Mark Sigfig CMF
What's
Brickworld
your name?
exclusive.
Reek.
It's time will only time will tell. It's true.
Yeah.
Probably not likely. I don't I don't necessarily like making things about me. It's about Brickworld's about the community. Brickworld's what you make of it. Brickworld's your experience to have. It's not about. But I will look up pictures of my sig fig since I haven't been able to find my sig fig for years because I don't use a lot of minifigs anymore, and I don't have I should have a Fabuland one really.
You
Anyway,
should. You should have a Fabuland or an Animal Crossing. I think, Maple and whatever your sig fig is are should be buddies.
let me see. Hold on, I'll find a picture of it.
Yeah.
Do you remember my sig fig from
I
Eurobricks?
do. I do, yep.
Okay,
Got the
okay.
the brown pointy hat and the
Forest
the,
Man
the
hat,
band hammer. Yep.
the Man Hammer, the Han Solo torso, and the Hagrid face, the original Hagrid
Yes.
face. That was me. What else the kids saying? I know there's a lot down there, and I've taken off to go search for a dumb picture.
We got Realgar gave us some Victor uh, emojis because he's got that good Victor emoji action since
Did he
he
just?
is a subscriber.
He didn't just damage something, did he?
No,
Okay,
no.
good.
Of course, everyone else can like and subscribe, help our numbers.
I don't know where consequences of that.
Get us visible on the stream. We're gonna have some
Yeah.
more videos coming out in not too long.
My mom
Uh,
says this live stream is fun, so I think
Real Gar says, "Wait, I've met Echo Buns
you sure
or
have.
Eco Buns."
She,
Uh, we
I
like to
would
say
say,
both because it's fun. You sure have, yes.
yeah.
You
She
probably
is
just didn't know that it was Echo Buns.
she's often hanging out with D's. Yeah? Pretty
Yes,
sure you know who I'm talking about.
yes. Let's see here. Stud Sidious is waiting for House of the Dragon. I think that House of the Dragon's also getting released around the same time as the next Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power stuff. So we'll see. Um, uh, Eco Buns is outing herself, Marissa, aka Mrs. D's.
Oh,
Um,
okay. She used a
can
real
I
name
use the
even.
mark
Oh,
likeness
my
in stop motion film?
yeah,
Why not?
definitely.
I don't see why not.
I don't know if anyone would recognize it anymore. Yeah. My connection is going a little funky.
Well, then maybe we should get to our last topic because we're almost at 2 hours anyway.
Yeah.
Which is the big rant.
Oh, yay. All right, good. All right, real
This
quick.
we couldn't find him. Do you have to take a break before we get to it? Oh,
No,
there he is.
that's my sig fig.
There he
He has
is.
a Fabuland hammer too. But yeah, that's the original Han Solo torso, the original Haggard head, the brown Forest Man's cap. It's a really expensive figure to make nowadays.
Yeah, the
I have lots
originals.
of these somewhere.
The yellow Han Solo thing, since now they're all fleshy, and that face.
That face. I don't
Whew,
know.
Extra Brick says it looks just like you. Well,
Yeah, it's very similar. I'm always in my
Did you know this? Stud Sidious says there's an HBO Dune series coming out.
what?
I'm interested, but I guess we'll
I
see.
am too. Yeah, I mean, I thought they would stick to the movies, but whatever.
I don't know. They
Maybe
have
they.
lots of books. If it takes them 2 movies to get
Oh,
through each book, I
exactly.
think they're 5 books, and then Frank Herbert's son
Wrote.
did
Yeah.
did a couple other ones for like each of the major houses. Stosh says Hinkley. Yep, the Hinckley
Oh God,
Sig Fig Fig.
I haven't called that in a long time.
Yes, yes. So there we go. Well, we didn't have
6 books.
6 regular.
Hmm.
Hmm. There's Dune, Heretics of Dune, Children's of Dune, Messiah of Dune.
Oh my God, there's 23 in total once his son took
Wow,
over.
wow.
So
So he did 6. Children of Dune's the second one, I think.
Legends of Dune. Great. Wait, these are trilogies. Damn it! Come on, kids. Dune Messiah, Children of Dune is the
Children of
third
Dune.
one,
Okay.
and then God Emperor of Dune,
Yeah.
Heretics of Dune.
Uh-huh.
That's 5, and then 6 is Chapter House Dune.
Okay. That one was big. I have that book. I haven't gotten through it because it's like this thick even in paperback.
Dear Lord, yeah. And then there's
And there was a
what is
House
that?
Atreides one and the House
17 more.
Harkonnen one and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, but then after the first 3 houses, they go to Dune the Butlerian
Wow.
Jihad, and that's number 10, and then 11 is Dune the Machine Crusade. Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
Google it. It
Stud Sidious
seems
says
there's
it's
worms.
called Dune Prophecy and it's all about the Bene Gesserit witches.
Oh, the HBO show.
I
Interesting.
guess so.
Star from the original Viking series is in it. Oh, really? Okay. I didn't mind that person.
Mark's in. All right.
I'm in. Yeah.
Okay, well, I got us a website that has a 1 minute timer on it, so we can bring it up
Oh,
while
nice.
we're ranting. But we don't want it to be the big picture, of course. We want
Correct.
the ranter to be the big picture. So let's see if we can get this figured out here. Let's see if we can get this on here. Woo!
Are
All
you
right,
going
now I got to
first?
switch me and you.
Yeah.
Um, how do I do that? That's a good question. Nobody knows. Whoop! We'll get there. How about we try this? Hey, We're almost there. We're almost there.
Trying.
I wish I could drag you to the right spot. There's
Are you?
gotta be
Maybe
a
we're
way.
dragging each other at the same time.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we usually can. Oh, you know what? It's this one. Wait, no. Hi guys. Don't mind us. Yeah, usually we can do this.
But how do we reverse that? Let's take this
Um,
off.
how about this? Solo layout and then this. No, boo. We've gone over this so many times in practice. Add your screen back in. Oh, you did? Oh, whoops. Why
We're
don't you just
amazing live streamers.
just use your phone? Fuck this.
Okay, now let's try this.
Okay.
Ah!
All right,
All
hold on
right.
1 second. Give me 1 second.
Let's get everything set and look at this. That was crazy. Okay, I'm gonna hit this button for the rant in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Lego. I could put an air tag on my dog. In case she gets out of the house, I can find her wherever she goes in the city. With this technology available, how do we not have locator chips in every single Lego piece you produce? It can't be that hard. I think I've said enough already. I think that's I don't know why we don't have this now. If I am looking for 1x2 light gray tiles, which I always am, and my 1x2 light gray tile bin is empty, I should be able to just pull up a little app on my phone and say 1x2 light gray tiles, and it should give me a location for everywhere in my house and maybe nearby, maybe out in the alley, maybe out in the park somewhere. Maybe I can break into the neighbor's house and steal all theirs. I should know where every 1x2 light gray Lego brick, light gray tile is. And I'm not saying it's just going to be for one piece. It should be every piece. Don't think it's that difficult. I think you need to get on it. Honor your fans.
Wow, right. You hit the post on that one.
I've never been more right in my life.
Never.
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 Mm-mm.
Let me see if I can do this. Well, okay. So now we go back to this.
Yeah.
I get myself there. Look at that. That wasn't even that bad. Okay, are we ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Okay, I was very disappointed with the Lego community when I went to Brickworld Milwaukee for one reason.
Oh,
Everyone
what?
kept saying this weird thing to me that I preferred space to castle. And they kept saying that I was promoting this rumor. I felt
I
very gaslit. Like
hate
everyone was saying something to me that didn't make any sense. Some people were saying things like, "Oh, that's a very nice spaceship mock you have there," pointing to a castle tower that I had built. What's up with that? There is no proof that I have ever said anything negative about Castle in my entire existence. In fact, look at my title. It says Ben Loves Castle. And there was even someone on the stream earlier today that said that I preferred space. I don't get it. Where did anyone get this idea that I had a favorite theme and that whatever theme I was picking, it was overshadowing Castle? I don't get it.
Yeah, nobody does. It's definitely a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you're going through that. It's no fun being gaslit.
It's no fun at all. Gaslighting is not acceptable no matter who's doing it or if it's funny or not. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Funny gaslighting is permissible. What? So just to go back through the comments here, Realgar says that he thinks that Frank Herbert's son's books are all trash.
Okay.
Sidious agrees with me that he's a cool actor. Yes, acting is what I like about watching him. And then Jerry Gold. Any idea?
We are just hilarious. Probably us just not figuring out how to put the right
Oh, there you
people
go.
on.
Welcome to the new segment. And then we got some positive responses to our rants. Hey. Oh,
Mark wants the price of Lego to quadruple. Why would it need to cost more? I don't get it.
right. It's just chips. They're tiny. They're small. They'd be real small, and it'd just be inside even inside a minifigure hand.
Why
They're
couldn't you
that
do
small. They could just fit
that?
in. It's just so easy. And then
Yeah.
you could go minifigure hands, and then it shows you where they all are in your house. I don't,
Ridiculous.
where's the cost there?
Yeah.
Um, 45 pigs show up when he's searching for the 1x2. Yeah, I hope so.
Mhm.
I would go dig out every single one of them.
My closet of shame would basically explode.
Star Wars, right? It's just they're all in
Star Wars
here,
for
dummy.
mine.
Open these sets. Yeah,
Open these
exactly.
all. Yes.
You need to pretend you're looking for something else. Yes, because it
You'll find
knows.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
exactly. They're already prescient, or they're already omnipotent. So
Mhm.
why not put a chip in them so that we can beat them at their own?
The ultimate brick finder app. You know, they have, is it brick finder? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
This app that they've come out with.
Ralph Nader agrees
Brick
perfectly.
Search.
Brick Search.
That's
What the hell
another
is that?
app that Tim Lighty was promoting for me. That apparently will let you scan the minifig boxes for Series 25 and up
Oh,
to know what's in them.
oh, yes, yes, yes.
So
Gaslighting is too dated for space. You want burning lamp.
you don't want burning lamps. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Is there an app where you can shoot a picture of a pile of mixed bricks and ask it to find a particular piece? That would be helpful.
there should be.
I know,
Wouldn't
right?
even need that if you had the QR code though. Just say
That's
there are 7 in this bin. You know?
that's my point. Why is Lego so lazy?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone question the adventure of the medieval hoodie wasn't a castle fan?
I don't get it, but it's a little whatever.
hmm
Thou doth protest too much, do I?
I I know humor when I see it.
Yeah, I think I challenge you,
Wayne's
Lego
universe.
Team B, to go back through any of our streams and find even a single instance when I say something mean or degrading about Castle, with one exception. If it's Yellow Castle, then bets are off. Yellow Castle's its own thing. But about just Castle in general, I dare you, find one, send it to us,
Yeah,
prove
no,
me wrong.
it's weird. It's weird
Super
that
weird.
people think this. And I
Super
was
weird.
I was so afraid of the other edge of this sword. When we had to go back, I was just getting used to being like, okay, let's pretend like Ben hates Castle.
What are you
Uh,
talking about?
nothing. Don't no, ignore me. VMAX says pick a brick on demand via drone. Well, go back 2 episodes, VMAX, because that was my first rant. That like we need to be able to get pick a brick within an hour, and it needs to be anything that's on the bestseller, anything they make. Like, come
We
on,
need distribution things everywhere or just super fast, hyper fast drones.
I can get a 2 cheeseburger value meal from McDonald's in 20 minutes by just opening up my phone. Why can't I get 47 of the curly
One by
plant
two.
piece from the Elves set in trans dark blue?
Yeah,
In I give them 2 hours.
that's nice of
I'm
you.
not gonna be unrealistic about it.
That's nice of you. Did
Yeah.
Jesse bail? I would love to have Jesse come on and give us a ridiculous rant as well.
Oh, okay.
Though
That'd
we
be
need to like send him the stream link, but if he's
TJ.
in,
TJ just showed up.
TJ. Hey
TJ.
TJ.
Oh
Uh,
lordy.
here we
Welcome. We're
go.
glad
Here
you're
we go.
here. We're about to end.
Lego
Lego
needs
needs
to
to
be
be
on
on DoorDash.
DoorDash. Agreed. That's
Brick
basically what
Dash.
we're saying.
Brick Dash, you'd make $1 million just droning out all the bricks in your little Lego factory.
Stud Sidious suggests that I could make a classic space castle. Well, yeah, duh. Why wouldn't you?
We've been talking about that one for a while.
Yeah.
Space Castle has to happen.
Yep. Let's see
I
here.
made it. Do you? No, you weren't there yet. I made a Fabuland Space Castle for our sci-fi collaborative
Okay,
for
that's exciting.
Brickworld in 2010. I don't know.
One of the years I wasn't there.
Yes, it would have been maybe it was the year before you were there for the first time. So maybe it was 2011.
2011. Yeah. Please accept our apologies, Ben. Well, I will, because I know that
Yeah.
it's going to be impossible for you to find this thing.
Well, it's pretty big
Because
of
it doesn't
someone who
exist.
is it's pretty big of someone who is openly gaslighting you to apologize and think that now everything's just going to be okay. Oh my God, I found it.
I am very forgiving. New service from D's Bricks, drone drops. That'd be
Yep.
cool.
That's what we need.
Lego B suggests I'll no longer be tainted by this castle slur. Yeah, thank you, Team B.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that.
You get it.
Um, Let's see.
It's so
Mark
hard to
Mark
see.
needs a you pick option at the Chicago Pick a Brick bestseller warehouse. No, he doesn't want to go to any sort of warehouse.
Yeah,
He
you're
wants the warehouse to come to him.
missing the point, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so because so many people are asking to see it, I'm going to show this real fast. This is the Fabuland space castle I made for
I know I asked to see it.
our sci-fi collaborative build.
Oh boy.
They are murdering a minifigure.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's not very nice.
I'd
But
say it
hey,
was
Space
nice.
Castle.
Yeah,
I
there's.
like the shirt on that one.
Well, I forget what I think that was the original uh Bane
Okay,
torso.
it could be.
I'm like, him. But yeah, that was our sci-fi planet. This was the year that Stosh's basement flooded, and all the
Aha.
terrain he had for it was not available for the show. And so I believe it was Noro just was like, I've got a bunch of random pieces. And so we had like a bunch of like fluorescent flex tubing, all of these bionicle appendages, and then the Eurobricks water thing with all the transparent pieces, and we just did this weird water planet.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was
Yep,
that was
indeed.
we had 3 monorails running. Mine was half because I didn't have another car at the time.
That 16-pound cat that Monica was talking about, of course, is her cat, whose name is General Tomfoolery.
Oh, that's a great name for a cat.
It is.
Nice, nice. I love that. All right, this has been a great night for chat with the Tainted. Like everyone's been on
Absolutely.
fire. Thank you for being so
Absolutely.
engaged with us tonight. Really appreciate that. This is like I feel like we're tapped out, and like it's an hour earlier than we typically get.
Sometimes we've gone a little crazy and hit 3 hours, but 2 hours,
It's a
I think
good,
that's a good round number.
respectable, yeah, time for a live
Yes.
stream to last.
Then you can eat some dinner. I can go watch some Dark Crystal. You
Yes,
know,
please do. You
why
should.
not? Yeah.
Then we could discuss what a crime it is that it was canceled early.
Yeah. Not a crime that they canceled Willow, though. That was terrible.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. I
I
wanted something really
know.
great for Warwick Davis.
The movie was good.
Yeah,
The series was terrible. And I think they even pulled it off Disney Plus so they could like take a loss on it. It was that bad.
they so I can't even watch it if I wanted to right now.
No.
They pulled it off.
They were
That's
like, if
crazy.
it's pulled off and gone and kicked down the stairs.
They kicked it down the stairs?
Hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's bonkers.
What I really loved last week was
What was that?
lifestyle shots. That was the most fun I've had in quite a while.
Yeah, and
Um,
you know what I realized is they didn't all send from my phone when I downloaded them. So I have more to send you that Dustin took. And Dustin took the
oh,
best ones. I
that's
know.
definitely going to become a tradition. If anyone's willing to put up their mock on at Brickworld Chicago for some lifestyle shots, you could maybe even star in a couple of the pictures. Who knows?
So
It can't
Ben,
just be us two handsome guys all the time.
here's the thing is that they're asking us what slot we want in the live stream schedule for Brickworld Chicago because there's going to be an influencer alley
Yeah.
where people are live streaming from during the week. And I don't know, I would say maybe Saturday 1 a.m. because when am I going to be available? Like that might be the best time to catch me.
Whatever.
But I think if we can get together and get some lifestyle shots from people at Brickworld Chicago before then, I know how lightning fast like you did those faster than you build. I mean exponentially. Like if all things being equal,
I got those done
proportionally.
for
There we
sure.
go.
Yeah.
Proportionately faster than you build. Yeah, you got those done really fast. That was quite
Some of them were
impressive.
some of them were really good too.
Well,
But yeah.
I highly recommend that we use Dustin as the photographer
Oh yes.
because he took the best pictures.
Yeah, I think he's definitely
Oh my
been
god.
studying the lifestyle shots.
Yes.
And he was, when it was us and we were just kind of passing the camera out, or when you had it, I was just kind of like whatever with the thing. Dustin was directing us. He's like, tilt your head up a little more, and pick up that brick, and
Could
they were that was quality.
could you imagine if we'd had that to do with New Hashima last year. Oh, I'm
Yes.
dying.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh, hey, we've got some comments. This one's interesting to me. See, spouse, are you sure that watching a show is what you want to do? I
I
think
have
that's how she said it.
I don't know why she's saying that to me. I don't know what else we would do. Our kids are still here. It's not like we're gonna go on a date and go eat sushi or something. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess maybe she thinks, oh, I could put the kids to bed and you could stay downstairs and continue building since you only showed a disappointing base and nothing else this week.
I'm hoping that's what
So
she's thinking. I know. Get that base, man. I once again, why is it always just a base with you?
I don't know.
Realgar says it was after 6 months that they got rid of Willow, and Derby Brick
Oof.
says never even finished it.
Yeah.
We have to never assume that we'll always have access to our shows, or that some of the best shows will get their cliffhangers answered.
Yeah.
Uh, Definitely a disappointment. Yeah, I heard that from a lot of people. 1 a.m. is a good time. That's when you were finishing your mock last year. That's when I was finishing my mock and just gave you instructions to be like, "Hey, make this," which is still sitting on my shelf that never actually got attached to anything on the. It was too long gone. There was no way that thing was going to be finished, especially with as many people were like, "He's sitting, he's sitting. Let's go talk to him." And I was like, "No, I'm building."
Yeah.
Oh, she's here just for the lifestyle shots. Thank you, Supa. Oh, did they intend for 2 more seasons of Willow?
Oh
They should have
man.
started. Lego
You should have
Timmy's
known
just started now
better.
too.
I'll tell you what. And here's the thing. I
I feel
loved
like we should
Willow.
stay on for Lego Timmy. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I loved Willow as a kid.
I've never seen that damn movie.
Oh, the movie's good. That's probably still on Disney Plus. You can probably watch the movie. But then the series was just so weird. It was strange. It was like they tried to make it The Princess Bride with some other like super with some other super weird stuff. All about the base no trouble, Monica Berry. Here we go.
I know exactly. Thank you for
And
catching that.
look what I did.
I started so you wouldn't miss it.
Look at this. Is this already
Hey, you've been
infinitely
doing that.
better?
I don't. Let's solo you and find out. Now you must sit the trials of the tainted. That is infinitely better. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, look at that. I just kind of threw a couple pieces I had sitting on there.
It doesn't look like an 8-bit skin now.
All right. So there we go. I'm
Finally,
already fixing stuff.
finally you showed us something good tonight.
Sorry.
Fallout mocks. Oh, I bet.
Well, probably.
I'm really enjoying that. We're on episode 3. I like it quite a bit. I can't get enough post-apocalyptic uh um TV shows.
They're doing another Mad Max. They're doing a Mad Max story. Furiosa or whatever.
Mad Max story.
Story. Yeah.
Is this going to
Mad
be like
Max
on
story.
YouTube, or like is it going to be
I
a
think it's a movie from what I could tell.
movie? Okay.
A movie. A
Movie.
film.
A
It's a
movie.
film. It's a film you can see in the theater. So anyway,
Oh
like the
shit.
year of 100 Avengers Towers. I don't remember 100 Avengers Towers, but
Echo Buns.
who
I
knows?
just I just got a text from Echo Buns. I'm like, we're live streaming. Don't break my heart. Sorry. Anyway, only she will know what that means.
Okay. Well, we did manage to drone on for another 17 minutes,
I know.
which was impressive.
Yeah.
And, since I am putting a stake in the ground and reminding everybody that for me, I love Castle. So you might think that it's a lace-up tunic. Maybe it's a medieval hoodie. I don't know. But either way, that's Castle. I love Castle. Even if some of the Castle builds need more mech, they're still
Oh, whoops.
they're still wonderful.
I meant to hit mute so I could burp, and I soloed you and
You
burped into
soloed
the
me
microphone.
instead. That's wonderful. But regardless of any of that, what we really need to remember is that in live streaming, when we struggled with the big rant, in lifestyle shots, in building mocks, in building bases,
Or
in,
timers.
in setting your timer, in going to Brickworld, there are no mistakes. There are only happy accidents. Our hero Bob Ross said that.
Thanks for joining us this week. Hope to see you next week.